Yeah, it's case number 449 on the calendar, the matter of Blanchard versus Bray.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Blanchard, the defendant used to be your boyfriend, and you claim a series of loans to him while he was out of work in the amount of $4,200. Mr. Bray says that you didn't make any loans to him. There was a time when you were taking out loans, you and your brother. You were pretty flush with cash, and you gave him a couple of $100s when he needed it, but that was about it. So, when did he become your boyfriend?
In September.
Of what year?
06.
Could you keep your voice up? I'm getting old. And when did you make the first loan to him?
September 20th of 06.
So as soon as you met him, he needed money?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
And where do you live?
In Marysville, California.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents.
Do you work?
Currently, I don't.
How do you support yourself?
My mother gives me money for gas to look for work, and that's it.
Who were you working for in September of 2006?
Singular Wireless cell phone company.
What were you doing for them?
I was a customer service rep.
For how long?
For 7 months.
What were you earning?
Around $2,000 a month.
Did you file tax returns last year?
Yes.
How much did you earn?
$11,000.
Where did you get $42 to $100 to lend to him?
From loan companies.
Show me.
Hey.
What are these check cashing things?
Those are payday advance companies. You go in and you write a check, and on your next payday, you pay them back.
Were you living at home when you were doing all of this stupidity?
Yes.
Well, tell me all about it. I'm really curious. All in September, September 29th, September 29th, October 2nd. So days after meeting him, you started giving him money, according to you.
Correct.
Yeah, and?
He actually worked as a loan agent when I had first met him. About a month after I'd met him, he had told me that he resigned from his job. He had told me he liked money coming in from different directions, that he wanted to borrow $200 in the beginning for a business license so he could help promote a rap group. He would help pay me back once he would receive that money for help promoting those groups.
And what if he didn't receive the money for helping to promote the groups?
He told me that was a for sure thing.
But nothing's for sure. Maybe he didn't get any money.
He told me it was a for sure.
How many different times do you claim that you gave him money?
10 different occasions.
10?
Yes.
And you're telling me that you never used any of this money yourself?
I did.
You did. That's what I thought. How much of the money that you took out in loans did you use yourself?
About $1,900.
Let's say $2,000. How much did you take out altogether?
Altogether around $5,000.
Altogether $5,000. You used $2,000 for yourself, which leaves $3,000 that you say you gave to him.
I used that money to pay back loans. I pulled
What
out
other
multiple
loans?
The loans that I had pulled out, I used that money to pay them. I would pull out a loan and then I would pay it back by pulling out another loan.
What I asked you, Miss Blanchard, was how much money of this money that you took out did you use for yourself?
About $900.
Well, first you told me it was $1,900.
That was the total of the money that I had used, but part of it was to pay back the loans, about $1,000. Around $1,000 was for myself.
And what did you do with the $1,000 that you took out yourself?
I was using it for gas and to live off of.
How do I know what you kept for yourself, to use for yourself? Who are you, the brother?
Yes, I am.
How much you gave to your brother of the loans you took out? Because you gave some money to him. We know that, right?
No, that didn't happen.
Yeah, sure you did. You took out some, you gave some to yourself, you gave some to him, and I think you gave him some. And you figured it would never catch up with you.
No, that's not what happened. My brother, I probably gave my brother about $100, if that.
Well, so now you gave him $100. He says you gave him nothing. Is he lying?
No. He's not lying.
Well, he just said you gave him nothing.
I didn't.
I'm speaking. Is your sister lying?
No, she is not.
So she gave you money?
Not handed, but more like buying clothes, products.
With the money she borrowed?
Yeah, she has to pull out loans.
You acted like a big baby with the loans. That's what you did.
I thought I was going to help him.
You also helped yourself and you helped him. And now you want him to pay for the whole thing.
I don't want him to pay for anything, just what's rightfully owed to me.
Well, there's no way of telling that, madam. How am I going to tell that? You kept no records. There's no question in my mind, based upon what you finally told me, that you used some of the money yourself.
The defendant made sure every time that I met him that I was by myself and that I had gave him cash. He did that purposely so that there was no records kept. He knew what he was doing. He was a loan officer.
Listen to me, madam. All you have to do is give him a check.
He told me he didn't want a check.
I don't care what he said he wanted. All you had to do was give him a check. All you had to do was give him a money order. But what happened was you took out all of these loans. Some money you spent on yourself, clothes, gas, eating out. Some money you spent on your brother, clothes, according to him. No records. So how do you expect me to figure out what it is that you gave to him when you don't know? She also paid some of your bills, right?
Yeah, she did.
That means, sir, that you took advantage of her because you contributed to this relationship. Zero, nada, nothing, nothing. That I can see, at least. Whatever it is, it's well camouflaged. Now, all I want to know from you, sir, is there's no question in my mind that you borrowed money from her.
No, I didn't.
Mr. Bray, this is not a give and take situation, sir. There is no question in my mind that you borrowed money from her and you said, when I get it together, I'm going to give it back to you. When the deal comes through, I'm going to give it back to you. Did she pay your cell phone bill?
She did it willingly on her own.
I didn't ask you that. I said, did she pay your cell phone bill?
Yeah, she did 3 times.
And tell me how it came about, Mr. Bray. You see, I'm
Yeah,
an
I'll tell you.
ecumenical abuser, sir.
I'll tell you.
Tell me how it came about that she paid your cell phone
She
bill.
went in-
How much do you weigh?
205.
How much do you think she weighs? A lot less than you, right?
Yeah.
She's a lot younger than you are. She lives home with her parents, right? Where do you live?
I got my own place.
And you've been on your own for a long time.
Yeah.
You've been to court a couple of times.
Yeah.
So you're a lot more worldly than she is. Tell me how it came about that she paid your cell phone bill.
She went into, we go through the same cell phone company. She went in her own. I didn't even ask her to pay it. She would do it on her own, send me a text message like, hey, hon, it's me, Alicia. I paid your cell phone bill. And she did it up until November. I never told her to go and do
Just a
that.
second. I didn't ask you whether you told her. You know, believe it or not, Mr. Bray, I have had boyfriends in my life. I know that that sounds strange for you to conjure up, right? Strange. And unless one of them said to me, you know, I can't pay my phone bill or my phone bill's overdue or they're going to cut off my phone, I would never have known that they were overdue with their cell phone bill. So if something doesn't make sense, sir, it's not true. Do you get it? Now, you had no job and you had a cell phone. If you have no job, then you don't need a cell phone.
I had a job. I still have a job.
I thought you gave up your job as a loan officer, sir.
I'm a loan officer, so I get paid 100% commission. I didn't quit my job. I told her the market was slow at the time when we met. She
So you
knew that.
weren't getting any money.
Yeah, I still had other ways of getting money, though.
How?
I did a lot of promotions for a lot of guys. I don't know if you ever see them guys. Everybody want to be a rap star now. So since they were out there trying to sell CDs, what I did is I started a promotion company. I would come up with ways to try to help these guys market themselves, going into different clubs.
And
trying
you
to
made
get
a
them
living at
gigs.
that?
No, it was something brand new that I just started at the time.
Money for the cell phone. Where did you get it from?
She paid it on her own. She really did, on her own.
Listen to me. The attraction, I hardly understand. Quite frankly. You have somebody of marginal intelligence who has no money, who has the responsibility of a child that he doesn't support, encumbered by a lot of things, including the fact that he's no stranger to the court system. All of these things. And you're a 21-year-old girl who lives at home with her parents. I don't get it. Must be a well-kept secret. In any event, you did a very stupid thing. How many times did you pay a cell phone bill? 3? What were the bills?
$50.
Each time?
Yes.
Okay. And how much money did she give you, sir? Not loan you. How much money did she give you?
I'll say about 16.
$1,600.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, sir, by your own statement, we have $1,750. 3 months of phone bills and $1,600 in loans. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm going to make it an even $2,500. How's that? Pick on somebody your own size, why don't you? You know, you used to taking advantage of women?
And take advantage of her.
Sure
Get her on
you
her
did.
own.
Sure you did. Do you think you could pull that baloney on me? Look at this face. You think you could pull that baloney on me? You think you could pull that baloney on somebody who was worldly? You know?
I didn't pull anything.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't pull
Listen,
anything.
Mr. Bray, I don't get you at all. She does. That was her problem. You owe her $2,500. Get rid of the smile and pay the lady. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was a smooth talker.
The money was never borrowed. The money was given to me.
He wanted to pursue a relationship with me.
She wanted to be in a relationship that we were never in.
For every other woman that knows him, watch your back.
I think it was a hard lesson learned, and maybe she won't do it again with someone else.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Christopher versus Dixon. Step forward, please.
Charnita Christopher is suing her former friend and child care provider, Vashni Dixon, for her share of money paid to Vashni by the state. Vashni is countersuing for unpaid child care fees.
Miss Christopher, Miss Dixon was a friend of yours.
Yes,
and it is
ma'am.
your claim that at some point she needed some assistance, you needed some assistance with child care, and the state was paying for your child care costs.
Yes, ma'am.
You engaged Miss Dixon to watch your children with the following arrangement, that she would share those child care responsibilities with your aunt, and then they would split the check. It is your claim that when Miss Dixon got the check, she kept the whole check for herself, and you want half the check so that you can give it to your aunt.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Dixon says that there was no aunt, that she watched the children, but that you wanted her to split the county check. You would keep half, and she would keep half, and she felt that that was very unfair since she had the responsibility of watching the children. She has a counterclaim, and her counterclaim is nonsense. Her counterclaim wants you to pay the difference between what the county paid for child care and what she thinks she deserves for child care, the overage, because that's what it says in the contract from the state. Well, that's not the contract you had with her, Miss Dixon.
When she told me, we made the agreement.
Miss Dixon, that wasn't your agreement that she was going to pay you extra.
She was supposed to pay me $4 an hour.
Track with her. Now, how many children do you have?
3.
How long have you been receiving child care money from the state for the 3 children?
Approximately a year.
Starting when?
It started again March 27th of 06.
And where were you working in March?
I wasn't working. It was for me to be able to look for employment at the time.
Well, did you find employment?
I found employment July 3rd. I was hired at Glamour Shots.
So you're telling me from March 27th until July 3rd, the state was paying you to look for a job?
Yes.
To
Yes,
watch your
ma'am.
children?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she start to babysit for you?
August 7th, 2006.
And where were you working at that time?
I wasn't working.
Well, what happened to the job that you started in July?
Oh, August, Glamour Shots. I'm sorry, Glamour Shots.
Are you still working there?
No, ma'am.
When did you stop working there? It's very easy to find out by calling them. When
August
did you
15th.
stop?
August 15th. I have my check stubs.
All right, so you worked there for a month.
Yes, ma'am.
And why did you leave there?
Because they weren't giving me enough hours.
Well, so you left that job because they weren't giving you enough hours and you went to a situation where you weren't working at all.
Yes, ma'am. There was a lot of
Just a
other
second.
issues with that job.
So the county wasn't really getting a great bang for their buck by paying for your 3 children for daycare while you're looking for a job, and you had a job for a total of 1 month when you quit because they weren't giving you enough hours. Something doesn't sound right there, Miss Christopher. So she started working August 7th, and now a week later you're not working. So what are you doing when she's watching your children?
Out looking for work.
What does that mean?
I have to go to the workforce center, and they work with me to help me look for work.
Well, how many days a week do you go to the center?
It could be 4, sometimes 5.
Could it be 3?
It depends on what my job counselor...
When did you go to work?
Where did I go to work?
When? First is
I
when?
haven't. I'm looking for work right now. My children are not in child care right now at all.
So she started to work on August 7th. And when did you stop working?
I left her house on September 4th, I believe.
So you were there for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
How many hours a day did you watch the children, or did you live in her house?
She'd leave around maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, and she wouldn't get back till like 8 o'clock at night.
What about this aunt? Do you know anything about an
I
aunt?
never heard anything about her aunt watching her kids before this.
Where's the aunt?
She's at home.
She's not here?
No.
Well, how do you expect to prove to me that somebody else babysat for your children?
I have the proof.
Show me. What kind of proof are you showing me?
Oh, it's the hours that my aunt kept the children. She typed this up. She has a license.
I don't accept that, Miss Christopher. That's hearsay.
Okay. Well, that's what I have.
Well, your case is dismissed. My dear, she got a check for watching your children. You have no proof that somebody else watched your children. Ridiculous. Case is dismissed, that's all. So is your counterclaim. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Vashni knows that she did not keep my children for those days, and she knows that.
Case number 545 on the calendar in the matter of Molina versus Olivares.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Miss Molina, this young man used to be your boyfriend. I assume he lived with you for a period of time. Is that right?
He didn't live with me. He would stay over once in a while.
How
yes.
often is once in a while, Miss Molina?
Often.
Often. And it is your claim that at the time that you were breaking up, you got into an argument and he dented your car. You want to have the car fixed.
Correct.
Mr. Olivares says he fixed it. May not be to your liking, but he had it fixed. On what date did you have this argument, Miss Molina?
July 6th of 2006. He actually called me to work, one of our many arguments, and I went ahead and ended up the relationship again, and he constantly called me back at work and my cell phone and wanting to go pick up a couple of his things from my house.
Where he stayed over occasionally.
Correct. And I asked him that if we can be civil. I was at work. I still had 2 more hours to, to be at work. So if he can just meet me afterwards and we would be civil about it and just take his things and go our separate ways.
Is that what the conversation was like, Mr. Olivares?
Yeah, it was short. So
Good.
Okay.
Yes is an answer. Okay. You went to the house, according to what I read, when she wasn't home. Who was home?
Her kids.
How old are her children?
9, 8, and a babysitter. The babysitter's
So 2 little
13.
children and a babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened when you got there, Mr. Olivares?
I just went in to get my stuff.
Look at me. I know what you wanted. What did you do when you got there?
I went straight to get my stuff.
How did you get into the house, sir?
There's a window. It's always open.
First, you knocked at the door.
Well, yeah.
Listen, we're not going to play with each other, sir. Because I guarantee you, no matter what you ate this morning, no matter what kind of good protein breakfast you ate this morning, I'm sharper than you are.
Okay.
So first you went to the house, and the first thing you did was not go in a window, because that's what most people wouldn't do. Most people would first knock at the door, right?
Right.
Which is what you did.
Right.
And what happened when you knocked at the door?
Nobody opened the door, so I went to the window and I went in there.
Now, did you knock at the door once or more than once?
It was more than once. I knocked very often.
So you must have figured out that somebody in the house, like the babysitter, didn't want to get involved in this, right?
Right.
So you went through a window.
Yeah.
That was the wrong thing to do, Mr. Olivares. You understand that?
Yeah.
Perfect answer. You saw him leaving?
Yes.
As you were pulling up, I read the papers. Yes. I'm really very good at that, sort of piecing it together, despite the fact that sometimes your papers are not particularly articulate. I did gather that you got home as he was exiting the house and taking off in his car.
Yes.
So you did the dumbest thing that you could have done.
Yes, I did.
Which was?
I followed him to his house.
Right.
I did.
Because he's a lunatic. He's already leaving. You want to call the police and say he broke into my house through a window? You can do that. Because I'm sure the babysitter called you, right?
Yes.
And the babysitter said, a lunatic is rapping at the door. Shh. Right?
Right.
Which is why you came home. So you followed him to his house, and you are angry.
Angry.
Because he frightened your children.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure he made them cry.
Yes.
Right? Oh, absolutely, Mr. Olivares. Absolutely. If you're outside banging at the door and the babysitter is saying, I'm not answering, and you go into the house, that's very frightening for 2 little children.
No.
It's the wrong thing to have done. Tell me no. I'm not interested in your no. What grade did you graduate?
I went to college.
Good. You know that I did too?
Okay.
Did you graduate from college is the question.
No, I did some college.
You know that I actually graduated.
That's very good. That's good. I admire that.
Good. Now, when you did this foolish thing of following him to the house, what did you do when he stopped the car at his house?
I did park behind him, and I was upset, Your Honor, and I did get in his face.
What did you do when you got in his face?
I was telling him that I was sick and tired of him, doing these things to me all the time.
Did you put your hands on him?
No, I was going to, then he grabbed me.
When you say you were going to, were you going to punch him?
Well, Your Honor, I did feel a little threatened. After we had a confrontation, I got in his face.
Well, you say you got in his face. That means you started the confrontation.
I did because I'm the one that followed him, Your Honor, and I was a stupid
No, you started the confrontation when you got out of the car and ran up to him.
Yeah.
And what did she do when she ran up to you, Mr. Oliveras?
She was swinging punches wildly, and I was just trying to dodge the punches, and she hit me one time right here in the back of the head.
Okay, I believe you, Mr. Oliveras. So what did you do, sir?
During the commotion, that's when I hit her car because
Okay,
I was
how many times?
trying to get away from her.
No, don't lie. You see, you were almost good.
What?
Shh. Almost. How did you hit her car, sir? With what?
With my legs.
No. Look. With your leg.
Yeah.
So you kicked her car.
Yeah, it was kind of a kick, yeah.
So far, we are understanding each other, Mr. Oliveras. Because I read the papers. I read the baloney that you wrote in the answer. You kicked her car.
Yeah, kind of.
And you caused some damage. So now let me see the damage. There we go. You didn't fall into it. She didn't run over your foot. She didn't do any of that stuff, Mr. Oliveras. You see? What a nice smile you have. Well, this is some good kick, Mr. Oliveras. See this? Ooh, couple of good kicks, Mr. Oliveras.
Yeah.
See the kicks?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Anything else you want to tell me, sir? Good. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh.
You were almost home, Mr. Oliveras.
And later today,
I would only allow him to drive it if I was in the car, except for those 2 occasions.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Irma Molina claims ex-boyfriend Robert Olivares kicked her car during an argument. Robert claims the damage occurred while fending off Irma's attack.
Now, Mr. Oliveras, you saw the pictures, sir. Could I see the pictures of the fixed car? Did he fix it?
No, Your Honor.
What happened, Mr. Oliveras? You told me that you fixed it. You took it to a friend, and the friend fixed it.
It wasn't a friend. I took it to a body shop, and I paid $150 to get it fixed. It's not, it's not the same as it was before, but you could hardly notice.
You have pictures to show me?
No.
Well, Mr. Oliveras.
I thought that was going to be the picture she was going to bring. I thought she was going to bring the pictures after I had already paid $150 to get it fixed.
Do you have the after pictures?
No, Your Honor. He had somebody hammer the dents out, and I take it back to Golden State to say that in order for the car to look like it was before, they still have to replace the same parts.
Absolutely right. Mr. Oliveras, she's entitled to have her car the exact same way as it was before July 6th.
Right.
She's entitled to that.
Okay, the guy I took the car to, he did a very good job. And I was going to take it back so he could finish the job, and make it look exactly as it once was. But I haven't had the chance, and she hasn't taken it either.
Well, she's going to take it now to her own place. She doesn't have to take it to your place. Do you have an estimate?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it.
And also an estimate of the days that Golden State say I'm going to need a car for the parts and the labor to be completed.
I'm not giving you a rental car for 10 days. You consider the 10 days that you have to rent a car your own penance for doing something stupid and going to follow him to his house.
Okay.
Anything else you want to tell me?
No, Your Honor. Pretty much just want my car fixed.
Anything else you want to tell me, sir? Good. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
You were almost home, Mr. Oliveras.
No, never mind.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,881. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That's fine. I can't argue her decision.
Well, I think she was very fair.
I was just trying to recover all my stuff from her house.
Couldn't wait. Obviously, he went through the window and did his thing.
She's just the type of person that likes to sue.
I'm going to go ahead and stay away from people like him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fairbank versus Pavonsa. Step forward, please.
17-year-old Christina Fairbank and her mother, Janet, are suing Christina's ex-boyfriend, 18-year-old Rich Pavonsa, for crashing their car on 2 occasions and for a loan to go to the prom.
How old are you, Miss Fairbanks?
I'm 17.
This is your mom?
Yes.
And that used to be your boyfriend?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
You went to high school together?
Yes.
Your complaint, Miss Fairbanks, is that you allowed Mr. Pavonsa. Is that the way you pronounce your name?
Yeah.
Is that close enough?
Yeah,
What's your
close
first
enough.
name?
Rich.
Rich. You allowed Rich to drive your car often, but on 2 occasions, he had accidents with the car.
Yes.
And You want him not only to pay for the damage he did to the car, but the increase in insurance that your mother has to pay on the car for the next 12 months because of the accidents. In addition, you claim that your mother made a small loan to him for some expenses that had to do with the homecoming and the prom.
Yes.
Rich says that it's all your fault that he was in these accidents and that maybe he took $40 from your mother, but he spent so much more than that on homecoming and the prom that it's really ridiculous to even talk about the $40, right?
Yes.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Tell me the first time you had an accident with Miss Fairbanks' car.
The first time was when I was going to pick up tickets at my friend's house. Her name's Bethany. And it was during a snowstorm. Then I was turning too fast. Then I slid right into the curve. And that's when I wrecked the car the first time.
Did she give you the car to go to pick up the tickets? Or had you been using it for a while?
I have been using it.
So it was a pretty regular occurrence that you used the car?
Yeah.
I believe that, absolutely. Now, did you know he was using the car?
He only drove the car when she was in the vehicle with him.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, it was true. I would only allow him to drive if I was in the car, except for those 2 occasions.
What happened when you had this accident?
I drove back to my apartment place and parked it there, then called Christina and told her.
What did he tell you, Christina?
He told me that if I took blame for the car, then he would have paid me for it.
So he said to you, why don't you take responsibility for the accident and tell your mother you were driving?
Yes.
Which is to lie to your mother?
Yes.
And did you?
Yes, I did.
Now, when you lied to your mother about who was driving the car, I want you to tell me what you told her.
Well, I told...
No, look at me, like I'm your mother.
Mom, what happened was we had some movies due at Dillon's, and so I decided to go and take them back in the very bad ice storm, which I really shouldn't have been doing, but I didn't want to pay a late fee on them. And as I was coming back to the apartment, I slid on a patch of ice and hit one of the rails at the apartment with my wheel, and it bent the axle into the wheel well.
You remember her telling you that story?
Yes, I do.
Did you believe her?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No, because she was scared to drive on the ice.
Just a second. So what did you say to her?
I asked her if she was telling me the truth.
Just a second. Okay. You said to her, Christina, are you telling me the truth?
Yes.
And what did she say?
She said yes.
And you said what?
That I really didn't believe her.
But she stuck with the story.
Yes.
Just like she's sticking with the story that the only 2 times she let him drive the car without her in the car was when he had accidents.
The car was always at my house.
Not always. Not these 2 times it wasn't.
Just during the day.
Miss Fairbanks,
possibly.
Miss Fairbanks, don't play with me. I'm just
not,
telling you that your daughter's a fibber and that you believed her. That's all. I'm not minimizing what he did. He had the accident. Now, whose idea was it to say that she was driving? Don't look over there.
Okay.
Look over here.
That was my idea.
Your idea?
Yeah.
Now, why did you want her to lie to your mother, Rich?
So the insurance won't go up for them.
Now, with that in mind, why don't you think you're responsible for paying for that accident?
Because they took the risk of me driving the car because they allowed me to drive the car. That's why.
Now you're becoming irritating. Who was driving the car in an ice storm?
I was.
Who made the bad judgment to go and do a non-essential errand during an ice storm?
I did.
Who misjudged the road?
I did.
So who do you think ought to pay for the damage?
I think I should.
Right! There you go. There you go. Now, how much did it cost to fix that accident?
$348.73.
Okay. Now, Christina, my darling, a week after he had this accident and asked you to come up with this cock and bull story to give your mother and lie to your mother, you let him drive the car again.
Yes, he was supposed to go and get gas.
You let him drive the car again, all by himself. Tell me about what happened this time, Rich.
There was cars turning in from both lanes, and it's a busy street in the morning because of school. And I thought I saw an opening, so I tried to take it, and a Dodge Neon came and hit me.
So you misjudged oncoming traffic.
Yes.
Now, whose fault was that?
Mine again.
So let's go through the drill. Who was driving the car?
I was.
Who misjudged the oncoming traffic?
I did.
Who's responsible for the accident?
I was.
Who should pay for it?
Me?
At least he learns. Now, how much was it for that accident?
I have a deductible, and
How
here's
much?
my $500.
Okay, did you have it fixed?
Yes, I did.
So far, Rich,
Yes.
you owe Mrs. Fairbanks, not her fibbing daughter, but you owe Mrs. Fairbanks $848.73. Now, Christina, do you have a job?
I did.
Now, the next part of your lawsuit, you want him to pay for the increased insurance.
Yes.
He's not going to. You know who's going to pay for the increased insurance? You are. Because you let him drive the car. He's going to pay for the accidents. But your job is to reimburse your mother because it was your poor judgment letting him drive the car, especially the second time, because that was a bad accident, because he had already been in one accident. And as far as your mother knew, you were not letting him drive the car unless you were in it. That was a lie. And it was the wrong thing to do. There are consequences to your actions, and you're going to have to make up for that insurance if you want to drive a car. So go get a job, because he's not paying for that. But he is paying for $848 so far and 73 cents. Now, you want to give me this business about prom and what money you loaned to him?
He had my daughter come and ask me for money for prom because he was running low and he was going to be graduating in May.
So what did you say to your daughter?
I wrote her the check because I was assuming that he would pay me when he got his next paycheck.
So?
Because that's what they were telling me.
No, she. So far, I haven't heard anything from him. Go ahead.
And so they asked for that money. And I also paid for their boutonnieres and their corsages. He told us that we needed to go up and order them and that when they came in, he would pay me.
Is that what you said?
No, I did not.
Ms. Fairbanks, forget the prom. $848.73, Rich,
Yes.
is what your responsibility is for wrecking this car. That's not their responsibility.
Yeah.
And Christina, sometimes when you do the wrong thing, other people suffer for it. You know who suffered for it? Your mother. You better make her whole. Get a job. It's all judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $848.73. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I would have.
Number 225 on the calendar in the matter of Haugen versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn.
Thank you, Bird.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Miss Haugen, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Who do you live with?
Right now I live with my children.
How old are they?
4 and 6.
According to your complaint, you met the defendant online.
Yes.
And at the time you met him, he was communicating with you from prison?
No.
He was out of prison.
He never went to prison. It was jail.
Jail. Well,
but he
prison,
wasn't
jail,
in
you know.
jail when I met him.
He was in jail?
Yes.
Do you know what he was in jail for?
Probation violation.
Do you know what he was on probation for?
I think it was a DUI.
Your lawsuit claims that you made 2 loans to him.
3, yes.
And you want your money back?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson acknowledges that you gave him money? He says that that's exactly what it was. Who gave him money? It was a gift. There was never any expectation that he was going to pay you back. That's what the lawsuit is about. When did you first meet him online?
I think it was around November or so of 2004, 2005.
Well, was it 2004 or 2005?
2005.
And at the time that you met him, in which jail was he being housed?
At this point, when I met him, he wasn't in jail yet.
Where were you living? Where was he living?
I was living in Prior Lake, and he was living in St. Joseph.
Did you meet?
Yes, we did.
When?
February of 2006.
Where did you meet?
He came and got me from my dad's house.
And that was the first time you met?
Yes.
And between November of 2005 and February of 2006, you were not in jail, sir, is that right?
Correct.
When did you go to jail?
March 4th.
Why?
I was on probation for DUI approximately almost 4 years ago. And I was supposed to be on probation until 2009. I came up with a probation violation, and I decided to execute my sentence.
Mr. Johnson, I have to explain something to you. What you just told me was that you had a period of probation that was at least 5 years.
Correct.
That must have been a really serious DUI, Mr. Johnson.
It was my second within a year, so.
Really serious DUI, Mr. Johnson.
Correct.
Was there anyone hurt as a result of your DUI?
No, just myself.
Tell me about it.
Left a party. I thought I was okay to drive. We were in a hot tub pretty much all day, consuming alcohol. I had felt that I was a little too intoxicated to drive once everything had caught up with me, so I was going to pull to the side of the road and call somebody to come pick me up, and that's when I went in the ditch and jumped a road approach and wrecked my car. So I got a DUI and result.
Did you have a driver's license at the time?
Yes, I believe so.
You believe so, or had it been suspended as a result of the first DUI?
No, not at that time, no.
You sure about all the answers you've given me so far, Mr. Johnson?
As far as my knowledge remembers.
That's clever. How many times have you been arrested in total, Mr. Johnson?
Not really sure.
Well, it was certainly more than the twice you were arrested for the DUI.
Correct.
Okay. So as far as you knew, he was on probation for a DUI and he was violated on that probation?
Yes.
Wrong. I just want you to know that. So in case you decide to pen pal at some point with somebody who's in prison, you think twice about it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good, especially if you have 2 small children, because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Couldn't be dumber. Now, when was the first time you gave him money and for what?
The first time I gave him money was April 6th, and that was for his house payment.
Tell me how that came about.
He was in jail, and he had to pay to get out of jail to go to work. So he didn't have enough money to pay his house payment. We were going to live together, so I paid.
You were going to live with him?
Yeah. Yeah, we had talked about it. We were going to move in together.
So you met him in November online. He came to see you in February. Then, for whatever reason, he's violated on probation and he goes to jail. And then you think it's wise to move in together when he gets out of jail. So you sent him this money.
Yes.
Hello? Are you working?
No.
How do you support yourself?
Right now, just with my child support.
And how much is that?
It was at $723 a month for one child, but I lowered it to $545, and then I get $400 for my other child.
From whom?
My other son's father.
Where did you get this money to send him? You sent him to...
My tax return.
Your tax return, but
Yes.
you don't work.
I was working before.
How much of a tax refund did you get?
$9,000.
$9,000 tax refund?
Yes, Your Honor.
You really overpaid your taxes. How did that come about?
Earned income credit for being a single mom.
How did he know that you got this $9,000?
I told him. I didn't tell him I had that much, but I told him I could help him with the house payment since we were going to be living together anyway. And
so what did he say? He said, I need money for house payment.
No, he told me about how, you know, he was a house payment behind and he didn't want to lose his house because he just built it. So when we had already talked about living together, I told him, well, okay, I can help you out since we're going to be living together. I'll send you the check and you can pay your house payment. So I wrote him a check for $1,377 for the house payment.
Yes.
And I don't know, I borrowed it to him.
No, you didn't. You gave it to him.
No, he told me he would pay it back.
He did? When did he tell you he would pay it back?
After we broke up, we had talked about, you know, since I wasn't going to be living with him, he needed to return that money. I needed it back.
Well, that's what you told him, but not at the time you gave it to him. At the time you gave it to him, there was no loan.
No, when we talked about it on the thing.
No. That's not what you said. What you said was, the time you gave him the money, you were going to be living together, so it was going to be, you know, your house.
Yeah, and I wouldn't pay rent for the first few months that I lived there so he could pay me back what I had borrowed him.
Whatever.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You may now sit down. I have the last word, not you. Your story is as ridiculous as those shoes you're wearing.
And later today,
You are not a very nice person. You're a hustler. I don't know how many people you've hustled before, but you're not going to hustle me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Haugen says she made several loans to ex-boyfriend Shane Johnson while he was in jail.
All right, so you sent him the first amount of money to pay off a month's mortgage. What's next?
Then I sent him $100 because he was complaining about eating the jail food that they gave him for lunch, bologna and cheese sandwiches. So I wrote him a check for $100 and sent him that. And then he got out of jail and he got home and his electric box was gone. And he needed money to get his electric hooked back up, which was $431.
How did you find out about that?
He called me when he got home and he had no electricity.
What did he say?
Can you help me out?
And you said?
Yeah, I can help you.
And so you paid the electric bill?
Yes.
And when was that?
May 3rd, 2006.
And when did he stop taking your calls?
Shortly after he got out of jail.
Shortly after May 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll listen to you, Mr. Johnson. Let me hear you, sir.
Basically, as far as I was concerned, from what I understood, is that...
Don't tell me what you understood. I'm not interested in what you understand.
Okay, well...
I want you to tell me what was said and when.
Okay, I was having some money troubles, and I had never once, to my recollection, asked for any money, made a few complaints about situations I was in, and without even asking, she would offer up, I can give you this money, we're going to live together anyway, and so I accepted the money, and pretty much said, I don't think that I can, pay you back.
I don't want to hear what you pretty much said. I'm not interested
That's
in
what I was said.
Who are you?
He did not.
Friend of his, a co-worker.
You're dying to say something.
Yep.
I don't.
Shh. Stand up. What's your name?
James Cheney.
Go ahead, Mr. Cheney.
He tried to mention that he understood that it was a gift.
I don't care what you're telling me. He understood.
Right. And he was on the phone. He was on the phone with her, and he had it on speakerphone because he was driving and doing whatever.
And you were with him?
Yes, I was with him.
When was that, Mr. Cheney?
I don't even remember for sure, to be honest with you. And the phone conversation went, well, she says, I took care of your house payment and you won't have to worry about it. And he says, well, I won't be able to pay you back. She says, don't worry about it. And that's exactly how the conversation went.
Mr. Cheney, let me tell you that if you were in the car with him and she said to him, which I probably believe, I took care of your house payment, I believe that. I don't believe the second part of the statement, sir. You want to know why I don't believe the second part of the statement? Because it doesn't make sense. Mr. Cheney, it doesn't make sense, which means, sir, you stood up there for me to call you a liar in front of 10 million people.
That's fine.
Because she may have said, I made the house payment for you, and he would have said to her, gee, thanks, babe, I really don't know how to thank you for it. But he would not have said to her at that time, when, according to her and according to him, they were sort of planning to spend their foreseeable future together, he wouldn't have said to her, but I'm not going to be able to pay you back.
That's exactly how it went.
Listen to me, sir. That's not the way it went, because that doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. You may now sit down. I have the last word, not you. Your story is as ridiculous as those shoes you're wearing.
I got style, lady.
Listen to me, madam. Listen to me very carefully. Okay? You made a big mistake. The mistake wasn't necessarily, you know, that you got interested in this guy that you met on the internet. Your mistake was once you found out that he had a criminal past, not to know more about it, before you invited him into your life, before you took the little bit of security that you had for you and your children and turned it over to him because you loved him. That was your mistake. But a gift doesn't become a loan when it doesn't work out.
It was a loan.
Well, in your head it was a loan, but it was not a contract. And I'm telling you that now. It was not a contract. I mean, the fact that he is an amoral person, and I know he's an amoral person, even he knows he's an amoral person, doesn't change the fact that when you gave him this money, you were saying to yourself, I believe that we are going to spend our future together, so this is an investment in our future, and I got $9,000, so if I give him $2,000, all told, you know, that's just a small investment in our future, and I'm going to live in his house, a house that he built with my 2 children. That doesn't create a loan.
But he sent me a text message saying he would pay me back.
Did you send her a text message indicating you were going to pay her back, Mr. Johnson?
I don't recall.
You don't recall a lot of things.
No, I don't.
Let me see the text message. No, it says if you can't understand that I don't have it, then take me to court and they'll pass
There's
judgment
more
on
text
my...
messages, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't know how to do this. Just do me a favor. Get him out of here. I can't stand to look at him or his shoes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Step out.
Bye, Jim.
It wasn't a loan, it was love.
Yo,
it wasn't love, it was lust.
Yo, this way.
Try the right door, sir. You're walking out the wrong way. First, you got to figure out how to get out of the
it
room.
wasn't love. I have emails saying that he did.
Okay. It says you'll get it when I get it. You wonder why I don't answer with the attitude you have. Is that it?
Yep.
Did you send those to her?
I believe so, yes.
So you did sort of tell her that you were going to give her money when you got it.
Well, when I got it, if I have the extra money, I'll gladly give it to her, but I don't foresee myself having extra money anytime soon.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You wouldn't like it if somebody took the food out of the mouths of your 3 children, would you? Or you don't care? You just care about you and your friends, or sitting in a hot tub.
And later today,
Seems to me if you wanted to stop harassing you, you give him the $500. Instead of giving him the $500, you call the corporate office and had him fired. You're outrageous.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carrie Haugen says she made several loans to ex-boyfriend Shane Johnson while he was in jail.
You know, Mr. Johnson, the problem is that, unfortunately, she's got 2 little children, and the fact that she got herself hooked up with a bum is not something that a court can do anything about, sir. You have children of your own?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
3.
Okay. She's a single mother. She has 2 children. And there is no question in my mind that she struggles, just as you do. But what you did was you took money that she sort of needs for her children because she's not too smart, and she lost her heart, and you took advantage of that, and then you said, well, listen, she gave it to me, she gave it to me. Now, I don't feel any sympathy for you for my making you look bad in front of 10 million people, sir. You should feel badly. You should have accepted responsibility even though she gave you the money, just because it's the moral thing to do. And I'm still telling you, sir, it's the moral thing to do. Because you wouldn't like it if somebody took the food out of the mouths of your 3 children, would you? Or you don't care? You just care about you and your friends, or sitting in a hot tub. I want to tell you something, Mr. Johnson. What goes around comes around, sir. You know, life has a strange way of afflicting those who afflict other people with bad stuff. And when it does, I want you to think about what I just said to you. Bad things happen to bad people. So while she has no legal claim to this money, I believe she has a moral claim to this money, and I would see to it that she gets paid. Otherwise, something very bad might happen to one of you or yours, Mr. Johnson. You get me? Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't feel I took advantage of her.
He told me he would pay me back.
Also, no, I gave you all this stuff and now I want it back? What's that?
Don't borrow money to a loser.
Stay away from women.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Plaza versus Kaplan. Step forward.
Car salesman Gadiel Plaza is suing former customer Kelly Kaplan for money she used on a down payment for a car. Kelly says Gadiel has been stalking her.
Mr. Plaza, you met the defendant when she came into the place where you work to purchase a car. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And it is your claim that you made a loan to her for half of the down payment on a car when she prevailed upon you to do that because she was in dire financial straits. You want that $500 back. In addition, she caused you, really, according to you, to be fired from your job.
That is correct.
Just for my own information, where's the car?
It's in my possession, ma'am.
So you have the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Plaza, how long had you worked for this company?
Approximately a month and a half.
Before Ms. Kaplan came in?
That is correct.
Would you tell me the date she came in?
She came in on June the 10th.
Tell me about it.
Mrs. Kaplan came in on an appointment she had, and I was the salesperson who helped her. Upon picking a vehicle out of our inventory, while we were processing her financing forms, she broke down and began to cry. And I asked her, what's the matter? She said she felt bad because she was given a car, you know, her car was getting repossessed and all that. So I asked her, then don't buy the car. It's okay. There's no pressure to buy the car. She made a couple phone calls and came back and decided we look for a different car, a less expensive car. So when we found another car, we had the same problem. She broke down again and she started to cry. And, you know, I called my supervisor. He came over and talked to her a little bit. She agreed to buy the car. When it was discussed on the financial terms of the loan, we told her she needed to put down $1,000 to obtain this loan.
Okay, now that is agreed so far, Ms. Kaplan. There was a $1,000 down payment that was required for this car that you still have in your possession. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But you did not give him $1,000.
No, ma'am.
You gave him $500.
Correct.
And when were you supposed to give him the other $500?
I was supposed to give the dealership the other $500 on the 30th of June when I was paid.
And did you take the car out of the dealership around the 10th of June?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, well, that was very nice of them to let you take the car out without a full deposit.
Yes, ma'am, but it's not an unpracticed term in buying cars that people split up their down payments.
Listen to me. I've purchased cars. I didn't split up my down payment. Before they let me take a car out, I had to give them the whole down payment. That's my understanding of cars.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to JudgeJudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Okay, so far, she's shy $500. Tell me what happened, Mr. Plaza.
Company policy, the customer is supposed to bring the remaining...
Just tell me what you did.
On the date that the rest of the down payment was due, my manager...
Which was what date?
Which was 7 days after the 10th, the 17th.
Okay, 6/17. Manager came in and said, where's the other deposit?
Correct. I called Ms. Kaplan to find out. Couldn't get through to her. I, as a salesperson, am responsible for collecting all monies on the down payment.
So you laid it out for her?
Right. I asked her if, you know, she could come in and pay the difference, and she said that no, she wouldn't have it till the 30th.
Okay. On the 30th, Ms. Kaplan, what happened?
Can I back up a moment, Your
No.
Honor? Okay.
No.
On the 30th, the money had already been paid by Mr. Plaza to the dealership.
So why didn't you give Mr. Plaza his $500 back?
I did not ask him to pay that money.
Who cares whether you asked him or not? That was your arrangement. Why didn't you give him back the $500 that he laid out of his own pocket?
I did not ask him to do that, and he had been harassing me, and I was uncomfortable with that. I called the corporate office, had filed a complaint with them, and they dismissed me of any obligation to them.
Well, I got to tell you something. You are not a very nice person. You're a hustler. You're a hustler. I don't know how many people you've hustled before, but you're not going to hustle me. You got a car, and the deal for the car was a certain price, $1,000 deposit, the rest in payments, and it seems to me if you want him to stop harassing you, that on the 30th of June, you give him the $500. Instead of giving him the $500 on the 30th of June, you called the corporate office and had him fired. You're outrageous. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And may be seated, sirs. Have seats.
Mr. Howard, according to your complaint, sir, you retained the defendant's services in making a video. You gave him a deposit of $5,000. You canceled the project, and you want your deposit back.
Yes,
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendant says that he did a lot of work on your video. If you didn't want to continue, that's your problem. And he is counterclaiming because he alleges that you slandered him by making a false report to the police that he had threatened you. Is that right, sir? Let's hear about the video.
Your Honor, I'm a musician, and ever since I was a young boy, I kind of want...
Mr. Howard?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
You understand?
All right.
Young boy, how old are you now?
40.
40? I don't have time.
Okay. All right.
Let's get to the video.
Okay, just in a nutshell, Your Honor, I wanted to do a music video. I went to a very prominent organization that referred me to him, and unbeknownst to me, she made a deal with him where he would pay her $500 for the referral. And I contacted him, and I discovered that he had some very influential associations with a big-time entertainment company. So he said...
Just a minute. You discussed your video with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a music video?
Yes, ma'am.
You are a producer?
I own a company that produces productions.
What was the total fee?
It was $10,000. And he said that he was going to throw in freebies because this was his first music video. I brought my entire concept to him. I explained that I had my own scenes and everything that I wanted to do, and that all I needed was for him to film it.
$10,000 for the video. Did you sign a contract with him?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see the contract. This is a contract case. Okay. So you gave him a $5,000 deposit. You have that check, sir?
Yes, ma'am. But prior to signing the contract, we had negotiated for him to hold a check for me until I had a time to have an attorney friend review the contracts. He did not hold the checks. He cashed them prior to me signing the contract. And then when I called him, he was threatening me, talking about, you know, he spent all this time with me.
We'll get to that, sir. You signed the contract. You gave him a check.
Well, I gave him the check, and 2 weeks later, before I even signed the contract.
Can I please see copies of the checks?
Yes, ma'am. This is the first one. I cleared the very next day. And this is the one that cleared later, prior to me even being able to sign the contracts.
You signed the contracts on the 12th of March.
Yes, ma'am.
One check is dated March 7th. They're both dated March 7th. Explain that to me.
He kept pressuring me, telling me I was wasting his time, and he so pressured me and bullied me into doing it. I said, well, just to show you that I'm serious about considering to do the video, here is $2,500. Please hold this until I can have someone review the contract.
That's not the way you do business, sir, so I'm not paying any attention to that. You sign a contract, you sign a contract. Now, what I want to know is, when you canceled this contract?
Right after the threat.
Well, what date was that?
That was 2 weeks after the threat because I didn't know what to do.
Give me a date.
April 7th.
So about a month. Now, during the course of that month, did you have meetings with Mr. Paul?
We had meetings prior to the threat, and this was in an effort to...
I'm not getting to the threat yet, sir. The threat has to do with...
Yes, ma'am. We had a lot of meetings.
All right. I assume, Mr. Paul, that you did not do any work prior to the contract being signed.
Actually, we did do work prior to the contract, discussing about creatives, because we don't begin doing creatives unless we have a deposit.
Right. Well, you can discuss it all you like, but prior to signing a contract, it's all just a pitch. Right?
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much.
All right. I want to know, between the 12th of March, at the time that he signed the contract, and the 7th of April, I want to know approximately how much time you spent with him.
67 hours. Phone calls just about every single evening, excluding one weekend when I went to visit my folks.
Now, you say 67 hours. You have that documented anywhere? Because that's a pretty precise number.
Whenever I have a meeting with somebody, I just document down that time for that. It's just standard business practice. Okay. And because he required so much time, more than even the large clients that I have.
That is not true, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I had to cancel other productions because obviously if someone pays a deposit to do a production, they're priority over new business coming in. So it was to my best interest to get this done the way he wanted it to, under the budget and conditions that state. He didn't understand the fact that the more things you use in a production, the more time it takes, the more money it costs.
That's not true, Your Honor. He would always delete it, take everything out that I was presenting, and that, moreover, with the threats is why I wanted to just be done with it. Because I was paying him, it's very emotional for me, Your Honor, because I'm trying to do this for my mother before she passes. And he rejected everything. I was paying him to do my ideas. And he didn't want that. He wanted to do his ideas.
Mr. Howard, what you do usually before you retain a company that you don't know much about, you have a lot of preliminary meetings with them and you make a decision as to whether or not this is a company that you want to use before you sign the contract.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I asked him what he would do if I withdrew from the contract because I was afraid of him.
Yes.
And he said he would put a gun to my head.
If you're going to lie, think of something a little bit more believable.
And later today.
What was the agreement then?
That they would pay us $500 a month for the material.
After they moved in?
After they moved in.
They never moved in?
No, they didn't. So...
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Grafton Howard says production company owner James Paul owes for a refund of the money he spent to make a music video.
Tell me about the threat, sir, that you allege he made to you and when it was.
Every time I found out that he was not doing what I was asking him to do, I would call and ask, why are you deleting everything you promised me? He would just go ballistic. He would curse me out on the phone. He would just say, you know, you're the stupidest person. I'm trying to do this and that. And I would like, why are you cursing at me? I'm your client. And he'd just go off at me.
So let me hear, could I hear about the threat, please?
We went to a well-known restaurant. After a meeting that I had this gentleman a witness to, he witnessed his demeanor. After he would go up, blow up.
I would like to hear the threat, sir.
Okay, ma'am, I asked him what he would do if I withdrew from the contract because I was afraid of him.
Yes.
And he said he would put a gun to my head. And then he said he would put the gun on himself and tell God it was because I didn't do the production. And that's the reason why I didn't do this.
Sir. Go ahead.
I'm sorry I have to laugh because I don't threaten people's life. And to be honest with you, I have a police report here. He's contradicted himself.
Let me see the police report, please.
He filed to the police department 2 weeks after I supposedly did this act. And then he also states in the police report that after I supposedly threatened his life, he stayed and ate dinner with me the rest of the evening?
Just a second.
I mean, if you're going to lie, think of something a little bit more believable.
And, Your Honor, he would go off about $2 parking. This gentleman can witness to the fact that he was having a ballistic fit over $2 parking. And, Your Honor, I would like to see if I'm sorry.
Is this the basis of your counterclaim, sir? The police came and talked to you?
No, it's not.
Well, what's the basis of your counterclaim?
The basis of the countersuit is this studio that he's so-called mentioned fictitious. I brought him, you know, basically the contacts, I introduced the contacts to him. And these are big contacts that took a lot of time for me to get that generate referrals.
Yeah.
He called these people up and sent documents that I threatened to kill him and all this. And actually, one of them says, Jim, you know what? Let's let this thing mellow down and I'll give you some business in a couple of months. He's killing my business.
That's hearsay.
It's also...
That's hearsay.
Okay.
Stop playing with your papers.
Okay.
I felt bad for him in the beginning. After he signed the contract, I felt bad. He told me he got screwed over by a well-known person I cannot mention. And he lived in a shack and had an outhouse and all this. And I said, Grafton, just cancel it. Take your money back before I incur cost.
Oh, Lord.
And leave it alone.
That's
Then,
not true, Your Honor.
This is the very, very beginning.
Mr. Howard,
this is...
am I looking in your direction now?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't speak unless I look in your direction.
Yes, ma'am.
This is before we incurred any expense and time and effort and work. And this has cost me a lot more than my countersuit. I normally do about 5 to 6 commercials a month. When Grafton signed on, I did 2 that month. And I'm very consistent with the business. Obviously, it's hearsay, you're right, but...
It's a very simple case, sir. Your counterclaim is dismissed because there is no evidence. You, sir, are not entitled to your money back. You're not entitled to your money back because you signed a contract and the defendant did work in the furtherance of that contract. If you were dissatisfied, am I asking for you to say anything?
He witnessed everything, Your Honor.
I don't care what he witnessed.
He
I believe everything you... Listen to me. I believe everything you told me. I didn't need a witness to corroborate what you're telling me. You showed me a check. You showed me the contract. You told me how long you worked together, that he wasn't doing the kind of job that you wanted. You knew enough to say to him, I want a lawyer to look at the contract. You just did it in the wrong order, which is stupid. However, he spent, and I believe him, that he spent 60-some-odd hours talking to you on the phone, meeting with you after work, meeting with you during work, meeting with you in the evening, and you couldn't come to a creative understanding. That doesn't mean he's supposed to do that for nothing. Your case is dismissed. That's all. So is your counterclaim.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have nothing negative to say. I just wish he would understand how business is run.
I understand production. I understand that when you hire somebody to do a job and you already have your own concept, they're supposed to do it.
I told him what he was getting for his money, and I was very specific, and I explained everything, and I had to explain everything maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 different times.
He was having me wanted me to sign off on my creative to get my money back. He wanted my concept, and that's what it was. He's not creative. He doesn't know what he's doing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nason versus Greenman Champagne. Step forward, please.
Student Jennifer Nason and her husband Todd are suing Jennifer's sister, 21-year-old daycare provider Neela Champagne, and her husband Kenneth Greenman. The Nasons claim the couple owes for money spent to remodel their home.
Miss Nason, according to what I've read here, your sister and her husband were having a little bit of a tough time, and you offered to let them move into your home, a portion of your home that was to be remodeled. And you said, listen, this is the deal. You pay for the remodeling. Once the remodeling is done, you give us $500 a month. Once it's all paid off, you don't have to pay us any rent. You can live rent-free. Correct. That's what you say. The remodeling started. The two husbands didn't get along with each other. They had some words. Your sister and her husband decided not to move in, and you think that they should pay you for all the materials that you invested in to do this remodeling, which is a couple of $1,000. Your sister and her husband say that there was never an agreement to pay for the remodeling. There was an agreement for them to pay rent, $500 a month, once they moved in. Where were they supposed to live? What part of your house was going to be remodeled?
We have a little room that is adjacent to our one-car garage that we have.
How big?
30 by 50.
It was going to end up being a 2-bedroom, a kitchenette, a dining room, and a living room, all open floor plan.
Let me see pictures of how far you got in this alteration.
We don't have any photographs because we only started putting down the floor, and it looks basically the same way that it was when we started, because we didn't get anywhere with it because they ended up not moving in. So we didn't end up taking any pictures of it, truthfully.
Why do you think they're responsible for the materials that you purchased?
Well, we were doing this for them because they needed a place to live. It was a verbal agreement that they would pay us $500 a month for the material.
After they moved in?
After they moved in.
They never moved in?
No, they didn't ever move in by their own accord.
Just listen, but they never moved in?
No, they didn't. Because they decided not to move in. So
you didn't expect them to move in if the two guys weren't getting along. What was the problem?
We were getting along.
Two guys were not getting along. What happened?
We get along fine, as far as I'm concerned, Your Honor.
What happened?
He wouldn't help out at all on anything that we did do in the thing. When he did come over, he'd just stand there, just pick up a couple of screws. He wasn't capable of doing anything. For instance, he was taking rocks, throwing me in a dumpster that you pay by weight. And I called him up and asked him to take them rocks out so he wouldn't have to pay so much. He was too busy to come over.
So you were annoyed?
I was annoyed, yes.
So, in case you didn't know it, the men didn't get along.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that until just now?
Yes.
What do you know? You see, you learn revelations every day. Now, what was your interpretation of your arrangement with your sister?
Well, what happened was originally we had discussed, redoing the apartment, and Todd said, we'll do it, and you just pay us back what you can for rent. And I said, okay, so we went home, we discussed it. I called my sister back. I said, well, as far as what we were looking for in an apartment, to rent your place, we'd pay $500 a month. So then he said, okay, everything started. Probably a couple of days after that had happened, I called her back up. I was like, listen, Jen, we're not going to be able to afford to pay you the $500 right now because Kenny's check from the reserves hasn't come in yet. She said, that's fine. She said, because after all, you're not going to start paying until you move in. And I said, okay, so that's when things went on. Then there was a couple of arguments between my husband and her husband, and then We had taken my 2 nieces.
You mean your 2 nieces?
Her 2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Yes. And there was a miscommunication on the way home.
Well, explain that to me.
We had gone up on one day to visit with my brother. So we thought as a favor, because we thought they went the same way that we did, we'd meet them at the end of the Mass Pike and we'd just switch off there.
So you're going to give them back their daughters?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So what happened was is we went down 95 completely. They went up a different way. Then we get a call, and they wanted us to bring the girls all the way back up, which would have probably brought us about an hour and a half out of our way. So, of course, we got into an argument, me and my sister. So Todd in the background was saying that he was going to beat us both up and that he was going to kill us both if we did not go all the way up. And at that point was when we decided that I wasn't going to put my son in a situation where someone is that violent over something that little.
Okay, first of all, that is exactly how it did not happen. First of all,
Ms. Masson, listen to me very carefully.
Yes.
It doesn't make any difference what the fight was about. It is enough that the 2 of you and the husbands were not getting along. Was there a contract for them to pay for the renovation on your house? Unless you have that contract in writing, you have no contract.
Why did they start paying?
They started paying us for the material.
I have no idea why they started paying. It is stupid for anyone to pay for the renovation in somebody else's house. It would be smart for you to say, look, once we move in, which is what you testified to, once we move in, we will start to pay $500 a month until, which is what you told me, until the cost of the renovation is paid. But that presupposes that they move in. They didn't move in. And why should she pay for materials that she's never going to enjoy? That's stupid. Goodbye.
Versus Cummings. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks.
Mr. Johnson, you were an uninvited guest at the defendant's birthday party. Is that right?
Not entirely, Your Honor.
Who invited you to his birthday party?
There was a group of friends that were meeting up there that night, approximately 5, including one of my witnesses, Eric Sullivan.
Who invited you?
I was told...
it's not an answer, sir. Let me refresh your recollection as to what you said in your complaint. On August 27th, 2004, my friends and I heard about a party. So my question to you is, who invited you?
Like I said, there was a group of friends that were meeting up there that night. I was told to come by.
So the answer is nobody invited you?
Correct.
Good. And it is your claim that when you got there, you'll tell me what happened, but that the defendant, whose birthday was being celebrated that evening at his home, right?
Correct.
Hit you, and you were injured. Mr. Cummings says you were in fact an uninvited guest at his party. He told you to leave. You hit him first, and he hit you back, right?
Correct.
How old were you?
20 years old, ma'am, on that day.
And who do you live with?
My parents.
You live in a house?
Yes, ma'am.
How big a house?
4-bedroom.
Where were your parents?
My parents were vacationing.
Got it? Had you discussed having a party at the house before they went on vacation?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many people did they say that you should have at your party?
They said 20 people was fine.
How many people showed up at your party?
20 to 25 people.
So you were 5 over quota?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Johnson, tell me what time you got to the party.
It's approximately 11:30.
Where had you been before?
My house.
With whom?
I was a designated driver for my friend Erica and Renee. She came by my house, picked me up, then we picked up Erica and went up to Nashua.
What happened when you got there?
We got there, we ran into a few of our friends. There's approximately 5 out of 30 to 40 some odd people that were actually there. I had asked my friend Corey if he knew who lived there. He didn't know. On my way up from the basement where I thought I heard some people that I knew. I did not. Came upstairs, someone had approached me and said, do you know, is Cummings down there? And I said, sorry, I don't know who Cummings is. He laughed and walked away. Now, next thing I knew, I was surrounded by approximately 5 people, 6 people. One of them had said, do you know who Cummings is? I said, no, I don't. And then he said, why don't you try and guess? So, not knowing who he was, I said, I don't know, you? And they all started laughing. Now, the only one who wasn't laughing was the defendant, and he came up to me.
Because his name is?
Jim Cummings. He then approached me, gave me an open-handed slap in the face, and said, you and your friends get the F out of my house. I then turned to my friend Erica. I said, well, seeing as how I was just slapped, I think it's time to leave. A couple people had stopped me, asked me what happened. I said, I just got slapped in the face by the person who lives here, and I'm leaving. And then the defendant came back out and said, all right, it's getting too loud. Everybody needs to get back inside the house. And he was looking at me when he said this. I said, well, I think I'm going to leave anyway.
Good idea.
I thought so. So I was walking to the car. It was parked inside of a cul-de-sac. We were walking to the car, and there was a girl there crying. She's like, oh, this is garbage. I'm so sick of this. I want to get out of here. And I said, hey, somebody else who hates this party.
Is that this young lady here?
Yes, it is.
What were you crying about?
That there were so many people there and it was getting outrageous.
Because why?
Because everybody was a little intoxicated. There really wasn't that many people there. It was like...
I asked you a question. I didn't ask you for a whole tale. I said, why were you crying?
Because there were too many people there and it was getting outrageous and the neighbors were coming over complaining. And
good, now you can sit down. Okay, so
as I was walking to the car and I said that to her, next thing I know, out of right field, he comes up running from behind me. That's my effing girlfriend. He swings me around and punches me in the face at the same time.
Mr. Cummings, is that what happened, sir?
No, ma'am.
Why don't you tell me your version of what happened, Mr. Cummings? Were you drunk that evening?
I was slightly intoxicated as well as everybody else that was at the party, including him.
Well, I don't know. Just a second. Okay. I don't know whether he was intoxicated at all, sir. But I do know that if you were celebrating your 20th birthday, you were intoxicated.
Yes, ma'am.
And is this your girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Cummings, I want you to understand something. The reason your girlfriend was crying wasn't because there were too many people at the party. That's a fib, she just told me. I believe she was crying. But she was crying because something happened there at the party, because she's not so responsible that she's out there crying because there are too many people and the neighbors are coming over. Somebody told you to be quiet. That's not why she's crying. Either you said something to her or something happened there that upset her. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good. How old are you?
17.
17, because I know 17-year-olds. They don't get upset because there are too many people at a party. They get upset because maybe their boyfriend says something that they don't like. Maybe you were flirting with somebody else. Maybe you said something that wasn't nice to her. All of those things are possibilities, not because the party was too loud. That wouldn't cause her to cry. So now let's get back to, you tell me your version of what happened to Mr. Johnson.
He was being loud and obnoxious all night, and the neighbor from next door, she has small children, and I respect that, and she came over and asked me to quiet the party down, which I then asked a couple of my friends to go around and say, hey, calm down, and I did too. And I asked the defendant to calm down and his friends.
Where was he when you asked him to calm down?
He was inside the dining room drinking Bacardi-O. He came to my house with a half a bottle of Bacardi-O, which I assume the other half was consumed when he was at his house.
Go ahead.
I asked him then to leave. He got up, and then we were walking outside, words were exchanged. He was swearing at me, saying, F you, why am I leaving this party? He was very upset because he had to leave and other people weren't leaving. I told him because my neighbor, asked me to calm down, and he was the only one that seemed to not calm down, was him.
So you're telling me, sir, that the story that Mr. Johnson just told me about going outside and seeing your girlfriend crying, that wasn't true. Is that what you're telling me?
No, he may have went outside.
Go ahead.
He may have went outside and seen my girlfriend crying, but that's not true, no.
Mr. Cummings, is what you're telling me that Mr. Johnson was not telling me the truth when he said he was outside of your home already before you hit him, and that's when he saw your girlfriend crying?
I don't know if it was at that same time, Your Honor. She was crying all night.
Michael Johnson claims he was punched in the face by Jim Cummings. Jim says Michael crashed his birthday party.
Why was she crying all night, Mr. Cummings?
Because she was upset with me.
Why?
Because we had broke up during the night. It's alcohol and booze and drama. That's what it is. It's a teenage party, It's a teenage party. That's how it is.
Listen to me, Mr. Cummings. I'm aware of that, sir.
Okay.
That's why I said she wasn't telling me the truth when she gave me the reason that she was crying. Right?
Correct.
And that's why you're not telling me the truth, sir, about when this altercation took place with Mr. Johnson, because it took place outside.
Correct.
Not inside.
I was not done my story, Your Honor.
Then get to it, Mr. Cummings.
At that point, I asked him to leave. We went outside. He was exchanging words with me and swearing at me. And
Just
he
a
went
second.
outside.
If you asked him to leave,
okay,
and he went outside, why were you going outside?
because I was making sure that he was leaving because he seemed to be the most obnoxious person there, Your Honor.
Not quite.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Keep going.
We went outside, and at that point, he then pushed me, and I pushed him back. And then he swung at me and hit me, and I counterpunched him in the face, and then he was gone, and that was it, and I didn't hear anything until this.
Who else was outside with you, Mr. Johnson?
I was, Your Honor.
Step up. Name?
Erica Galvin.
What happened outside, Miss Galvin?
Outside, we were going to leave, and everybody kept on stopping to ask us what happened. So it was kind of a delayed departure, but we did end up making it halfway to the car when Michael saw, apparently, his girlfriend and said, "Hey, somebody else who doesn't like this party." And that's when he came from behind him, grabbed him on the shoulder, and then punched him in the face as he was turning him around.
Sounds right.
And then that's when me, Eric, and a few other people tried to break it up, and 6 of his friends came flocking over and said, "Stay out of this is not your fight." And we just kept on saying, "We just want to leave." And I'd like to include that there was about 40 people there, and most of them were outside. And it was a kegger, so people were paying to get in. That doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be a definite invitation.
There has to be a definite invitation if you don't want trouble, right?
If you don't want trouble.
If you don't want trouble. And when you have a kegger, you don't have 17-year-olds at the party, because if you have 17-year-olds at the party and serving alcohol, you're breaking the law. You're aware of that, Mr. Cummings, aren't you?
Yes.
Perfect. Can I see your medical bill, please?
Yes, there are a few of them here.
Anything else you want to say to me?
I was not drinking at the party. I had not drank.
Is what you stand up?
Yes, I was
stand
not.
up. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
Okay. Sorry, Your Honor. I was not drinking.
I didn't ask you whether you were drinking or not. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Is your statement that you weren't drinking as truthful as your statement moments ago that the reason you were crying is that there were too many people at the party?
Well,
I want you to think about my question. You have to process my question.
I was not drinking. My parents, we live in the same neighborhood, me and Jim.
So just answer my question. So were you lying to me before when you said to me that the reason you were crying is because there were too many people? No. He says that the reason you were crying is because he had broken up with you.
I was upset that we broke up, but I live up the street, so if there was a loud party, my parents would come down and see me there, and I would not...
Sit down. Sit down.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
I mean, like I said...
I don't know, because you're not saying anything. You just...
Well, I mean, I don't know, I understand how she justifies that she's asked for the entertainment center when the only thing she's ever wanted was the bed.
Women change their mind.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Johnson claims he was punched in the face by Jim Cummings. Jim says Michael crashed his birthday party.
Go ahead.
After approximately 5 days of not being able to chew solid foods, I was on the slim fast and pudding diet. That is accurate.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, I have a friend a foot taller than him that wouldn't take him.
He's a big guy and he was drunk. That's why he was so nasty to his girlfriend. She forgave him. You forgave him, right? Huh?
Yes.
Stupid! Listen, Mr. Cummings, I don't believe you, sir. I believe that this young man came to your house. He was not invited to your birthday party by you.
I apologize, Your Honor. I just wanted to...
Perfect!
I just wanted...
Perfect! Apology is accepted.
Thank you.
This young man came to your house. He was uninvited by you. But it was a party, and that's what happens when teenagers and young people hear about a party around. You know, they hear the words, party, parents gone, on vacation, let's go have a good time. Came to your house, and there was absolutely no reason for you to hit him, except that you'd had a little too much to drink, and you have to pay for that. He's suing you for his medical bills, and not much for pain and suffering, almost $1,800.
Only $500 just for the pain and suffering.
I would have sued him for a lot more. It's got to be taught a lesson. Can't put your hands on somebody. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount requested, $1,779. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was just wasted, just yelling and being obnoxious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were there for all of about 10 minutes. You know, I was driving my friend's car. I wasn't drinking a thing.
He just put his hands above my girl, and I just punched him in the face.
I can't even understand why he got so mad about it. I said, hey, somebody else who hates this party, rock on.
Moral of the story is, don't mess with the wrong people.
Gotta get a tooth yanked. Looking forward to some more pain.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Donahue versus Heinig. Step forward, please.
21-year-old fitness consultant Megan Donahue is suing her ex-boyfriend. 24-year-old construction worker Brian Heineck and his mother, Ann, for the return of a bedroom set and entertainment system.
Ms. Donahue, this used to be your boyfriend, is that right?
Yes.
You have a child with him?
Yes, I do.
How old is that child?
9 months.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
And for a period of time, you lived in Mr. Heineck's home with his mother.
Yes.
And it is your claim that there was some sort of an altercation. You left, and Mr. Heineck refuses to give you back 2 items of furniture that you purchased that belonged to you. Mr. Heineck says that the bed he paid for and that the home theater was given to him. He doesn't say by whom. When did you move out?
April 9th.
And you moved out with your son?
Yes, I did.
Where did you move to?
My house, my parents' house.
When did you go back for your furniture?
April 9th is the last time I've ever been at their house.
When did you tell them you wanted the bed and the home entertainment center?
April 9th.
Okay. Now, what?
Well, I was there. My son was not there when she came back with her sister, and she did want the bed. She made no mention of an entertainment center. She was very emphatic about the bed.
How old is your son?
I'm 24, ma'am.
He's 24. Is he your youngest?
No.
Let him talk for himself. Let's deal with the entertainment center first, Mr. Heineck.
Mm-hmm.
Who bought it?
We had both bought it.
Who paid for it?
We had both paid for it.
How much did you pay for it?
I'd say $180 at least.
Yeah, I have receipts for everything I paid for and an itemized list of everything that I wanted back. And he did pay, when I was on maternity leave, he did pay part of the bed.
Okay.
And I did pay him back, and there's a canceled check in here proving that, I paid him back. Yeah, that's all for the bed and everything.
Why did she give you a check in March of 2004 for $600?
I never received a check for $600 in March. We weren't even talking together in March.
Yes, we were. I didn't move out till April 9th.
I never received a check
Would
for
you show him this,
$600. Oh, this is for the side work I was doing for her dad at the gym when I was rebuilding the gym.
Okay, so that's for work that you did for her father.
Yeah, when they own a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And there should be another check somewhere for $350 that they had also paid me.
No.
Okay. Now, you say you paid her about $180, sir?
Well, that was for the TV.
How much was the television?
Maybe $240, I don't know, something around there. It was like a 27-inch TV.
Okay.
It wasn't bad.
And how much did you pay her towards the bed, which was...
I got $650 towards the bed.
Let us say that everything that you say is true, Mr. Heineck, that you did pay for some part of both the entertainment center as well as the bed. That doesn't mean that you get to keep both.
Understandable.
So how do you want to deal with it?
You know, I don't feel that, you know, I mean, like I said...
I don't know because you're not saying anything. You're just comforting.
I don't know, I understand how she justifies that she asked for the entertainment center when the only thing she's ever wanted was the bed.
She's just... Women change their mind.
I'll give her the money for the bed, you know, but I mean, I think that's the only thing I should give her the money for.
And the television, the entertainment center?
I'll give her the television. She could have it.
Oh, great. So the entertainment center is to be returned to her within 5 days from today's date. You keep the bed, sir. You're going to pay her $750 for the bed. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff, $750 and the entertainment center within 5 days.
Turner versus Montoya. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Turner, you look very angry, sir.
Yes, I am.
Life is short, Mr. Turner. This gentleman here is your daughter's ex-boyfriend. This is your daughter?
Yes, it is.
Beautiful girl. How old are you?
21.
How long were you and Miss Turner dating?
Approximately 4 years.
And how old are you, Mr. Montoya?
26.
And during the 4 or so years that you were dating Miss Turner, I assume that you did not have a positive relationship with her father.
Not at all. Since the beginning, he never gave me a chance.
How many daughters do you have, Mr. Turner?
I have 2. I have a 13-year-old also.
Nobody's ever good enough for your daughter, right?
That's correct.
I got it. Because your lawsuit really is pretty silly. When I read it.
I agree.
When I read it and I saw you and I saw your daughter, I said, this lawsuit is more than just about a cell phone that you say that Mr. Montoya stole that you had given to your daughter, because this is what this lawsuit is about. Your claim is that he had a fight with your daughter, which was really, according to you, pretty serious. You know, he ripped her dress, according to you. He rammed into her car, according to you. He stole a cell phone. He attacked her at home. All of those bad things. And all I'm hearing is your lawsuit is for $265.49 because you claim that he stole a cell phone that you had given your daughter.
Yeah, see.
Okay. So now I want you to tell me why you're suing this man for $265 for a cell phone. First, when did you give your daughter the cell phone?
Well, it was my phone. I gave it to her that evening when she was going to go to a modeling shooting.
But it was your phone?
Yes.
Your number, it was regularly in your possession. You just lent it to her that night?
Exactly.
I see. And you don't exactly know what happened that evening because you weren't there?
No.
But your daughter was?
Yes.
What night did you have the last fight with your boyfriend?
It was around the end of July. I don't remember the exact date.
Do you know Mr. Turner?
It was the 27th.
Tell me what happened.
We got into a big argument because I wanted to go to a modeling convention and he wanted to go, but I didn't want him to go.
He didn't want to go?
No, I didn't want
to
him
go to a modeling convention?
Yeah, and he wanted to go, but I didn't want him to go.
He wanted to go with you?
Yeah.
He's worried. Right?
Was.
You were worried at that time.
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
So you like to sort of keep an eye on your girl.
She's a pretty girl. I want to keep an eye on her.
Right. Bird, do me a favor. Would you just change position over there and step in between these two people? I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so he wanted to go with you. You said, stay home, and you got into an argument.
Correct.
Go ahead.
So he said he'll make sure I won't go, so that's when he ripped my dress. But he just ripped like a long slit in it where it'll show my underwear, so I couldn't wear the dress. But
did you do that?
Yeah, I admit to that. That's true.
So I changed outfits, and I still decided to go.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes.
How long had you been living together?
We lived together for a year.
For how long didn't your father approve of this arrangement? A long time?
He didn't mind that we were living together, just towards the end when a lot of arguments and things were going on. Him and Mr. Matory were friends at one point.
But not recently?
Correct.
So what happened next?
So I went to the service station and he was there, and while I was pumping gas, he took my dad's cell phone, and I asked Matory to return it to me, and he just got in a car and left.
Totally untrue.
What did you do?
I didn't even see her at any gas station. And I have one comment to make. They said that this occurred on the 27th, I believe her or her dad just said. I have a written statement that she wrote right here which says that it occurred on August 3rd.
Let me see.
All these allegations are totally unfalse.
Are totally unfalse?
Totally untrue, I mean, sorry. Mr. Turner has a restraining order against me. And basically, ever since he received this restraining order against me, he's been doing everything possible to try to get me thrown in jail.
You have a child together?
Yes.
Yes.
How old is your child?
He's 2.
Who is he living with now?
He's living with me.
And who are you living with?
My father.
Now, sir, did she call the police when you ripped her dress?
No.
She could have.
She could have.
Right? Because that's a violent act.
Okay,
right? Right? It's a violent act. She could have, and she didn't. Why do you think she would lie to me and tell me that you came to the gas station and you took her cell phone?
Because she lives with her dad, and basically what he says goes. She told me that she's going to say whatever her dad says to say because he'll kick her out the home. And he has a restraining order against me when we got into a physical fight. Ever since then, she told me also that he said, well, be careful because my dad feels that you got the best of him, so therefore he's doing anything to get you thrown in jail. He called and said I followed him to the airport. He called and said I followed him to work. He said I flattened his tires. He's just been making all these false statements to get me thrown in jail.
Do you have, Mr. Montoya, a bad temper?
No, I do not.
Well, you have to have a bad temper if you ripped her clothes.
I didn't want to put our business out there, but that day, she was basically punching me in my face, scratching me, kicking me.
Why?
And all I did was rip their dress.
Why was she doing that to you?
I think I held myself pretty good.
Why was she doing that to you? Why was she assaulting you?
She was upset between all the things me and her dad had been going through. Because we got into a fight. All this happened before that. And I was in the process of moving. Just my things were there, so I would come back occasionally.
Oh, so you were moving out of the residence?
Yes, I was.
I see. So you were not getting along to begin with. Now, you were not getting along. You're in the process of moving out. But you come home to pick up some of your stuff, and you find that she's going to some modeling class or something. And according to you, you want to go with her. What business was it of yours that she wanted to go someplace that day, that you wanted to be her chaperone?
You're right, that's none of my business, but we're here on a cell phone. We're not here on her dress being ripped.
We hear about what happened that day, sir, and what happened that day and all the surrounding circumstances, because you're not going to say to me, yes, Judge, you're absolutely right, I took the cell phone. You say, I didn't take the cell phone. She says you did take the cell phone. So I have to make a determination, Mr. Montoya, as to whether or not all of the circumstances of that day point to the fact that you did, in fact, take the phone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You rip her dress, she goes inside, she changes her dress, walks out of the house, leaving you standing there. And what you're telling me is, well, you just said, okay, I guess she wants to go all by herself and she doesn't want to go with me.
And later today,
I had a sick feeling in my gut that he was cheating on me. I suffer from PMS and I maybe overreacted.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eugene Turner says his daughter's ex-boyfriend, Ron Matoyer, stole his cell phone. Ron says Eugene has never liked him.
Now, I have to make a judgment. And my judgment has to be, which of the two of you is telling the most cogent story? Which of the two of you is telling the story that makes the most common sense? And when I said to you, why would she not complain about, or not complain to the police, at least, about you ripping her dress or you coming and making a scene at the gas station? But she does say, I want the cell phone back. I just don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. I just want the cell phone back. As opposed to the story that you're telling me. You said, I want to go with you to the modeling class or to the modeling course or whatever it was, and she says, no, you're not going. You have an argument. You rip her dress. She goes inside. She changes her dress, walks out of the house anyway, leaving you standing there. And what you're telling me is, well, you just said, okay, I guess she wants to go all by herself and she doesn't want to go with me. That's what you want me to believe.
Yes,
well, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
We have a police report too, Your Honor.
Let me see it.
Does he even have proof that he has a cell phone? Does he have a cell phone bill or anything of that nature?
Yes, I do.
Shh. You don't have to answer him. I'm the one who marshals the evidence.
I still need to go in?
I would if I were you.
Okay.
So this is the report you made to the police, sir. I want you to listen to this. Maybe this will jog your memory. How do you pronounce your first name?
Shinique.
Shinique told me that Ron, I assume that's you, followed her to the Arco gas station located in the area of Heacock and Postal. She drove into the gas station, and when she got out to pay for the gas, Ron jumped into her car. He grabbed her father's cell phone. Ron began checking the phone's history to determine what calls she had received. Stop smirking, sir. She told him to get out of the car. Ron maintained possession of the cell phone, got out of the car and ran towards his car, which was parked nearby in the same parking lot. Shanique followed Ron on foot in an attempt to retrieve her father's cell phone. He refused to give her the phone. She went to call on a nearby payphone. As she dialed 911, she told Ron that she was calling the police. He took the phone from her and hung up. She tried dialing again, and again he took the phone from her and hung up. Any of that sound familiar?
None of it rings a bell.
None of it rings a bell. Okay. At that time, Mr. Turner, the police were told that the value of your cell phone was $100.
Yes, but when I went into T-Mobile to get the exact replaced value, they gave me a receipt and it was $219.
Let me see. Okay. Mr. Matoya, now I know that you're going to leave here thinking that I've been very unfair to you, that there was no proof, as you say, that you stole the telephone. It's my job to determine who is telling the truth and who is fibbing. And based upon common sense and based upon what I've seen in the police report, I determined that you're the fibber. So you have to pay him $215. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. May step out. I'm back to you, right, please.
Apparently, Mr. Matoyer is a compulsive liar.
Everything's untrue, and it's just total lies.
I clapped my daughters through with the bomb.
I got the best of him in the fight, physical fight that he started, so it's all revenge.
I'm just happy with the decision, and she can see that Ron's a liar.
You live and you learn. That's life.
We just stay positive and keep in a positive direction.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fogg versus Hanson. Step forward, please.
John Fogg is suing his ex-roommate, Carol Hanson, for the return of his belongings and stolen money. Carol claims they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and John cheated.
Mr. Fogg, I gather that you moved into the defendant's home when you lost your prior residence. And according to Ms. Hansen, you had a sort of a relationship. She wakes up one morning and finds you not home. She got very angry. She took all your stuff and she brought it to a friend's house, according to you, and you did that about 4:30 in the morning?
Approximately.
So tell me, what day were you unceremoniously evicted from Miss Hansen's home?
August 22nd.
How long had you been there?
3 months, approximately, Your Honor.
Were you a tenant? Were you paying rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have your own room?
Yes.
And where were you on August 22nd?
I was with my daughter.
Decided to spend the night at your daughter's house?
No, I didn't stay there. I went to the gun club and stayed there. They have a pool table and...
Why?
They belonged to the gun club. I didn't want to go home because she had wrote me a letter. On the 21st, she wrote me a letter that she loved me. And that left me a little apprehensive because she prefers women over men. And I didn't want to be involved in that situation.
Go ahead.
The letter came in on the 21st. On the 22nd, I got a cell phone at 4:50 when I answered it. At 4:50 in the morning, my things were thrown out. And also...
Just a second. The cell phone message was... that your things were on the lawn?
They were on a porch at my friend's house.
You were taking them over to a friend of his?
Yes, I packed his belongings very neatly in bags.
Why did you do that?
Because he is a neat freak.
I'm asking, I know why you might do it, that he's a neat freak, but if you were angry because, according to your answer, you thought he was cheating on you.
Yes.
So if you were angry, how neatly did you pack up his stuff?
I did pack them neatly. I didn't roll them in balls or anything like that. I had a sick feeling in my gut that he was cheating on me, a feeling that I felt in the past when ex-boyfriends have cheated on me. He didn't come home all night, did not call.
Why didn't you just wait for him to come home and tell him to move?
Because I was afraid that he would charm his way back in, and I was afraid of risking disease.
Disease from what?
Diseases from sexually transmitted diseases.
Well, there's one way to avoid that.
Well, we didn't use condoms in the past.
I don't want to get so personal, Miss Hansen. I just want to explain to you that all you have to do is wait for him to come home, tell him to get his things out of the house. You don't have to have sex with him in order to tell him to do that. But you don't pack up his things in the middle of the night and go and put them on somebody's porch.
In my defense, I suffer from PMS and I maybe overreacted.
Fine. What items do you claim are missing, Mr. Fogg?
Several pairs of cufflinks, which I have pictures of. 2 rings that were in my suit jacket. The OxyContin.
What were your rings doing in a suit jacket?
Because when I left the other premises, I had to take, and it wasn't uncommon for me to put 2 rings in the suit jacket. I had pills, suit jacket, $500. Apparently what I'm thinking is when she moved the clothing, she must have heard the pills inside, and she went through that. The love letter was in there also, and it's all gone.
You said there was cash missing. Where was the cash?
It was in the pocket, because she always would go through my drawers. The drawers that I had, I would put pieces of candy wrappers in. Okay, and every time I come home, the candy wrappers weren't there. So she was always in the drawer. So what I did was I went to the closet and had one inside the hinge. Those were never removed, so I put everything in there. Now, on the other hand, when I went to the police station, which I have reports here, on the 31st, because I was in enough trouble, I didn't want to have any problems with the police.
What do you mean you were in enough trouble?
Well, prior restraining order.
Against you?
Yes.
What did she say you did?
She claims that I pulled her hair in July, and she went to court 9803 saying I pulled her hair in July.
Did you pull her hair in July?
No.
Did you do it in June?
No, I never pulled her hair. If you read the report, it's a joke.
Report, please. Boy, I thought this was going to be easy. How much after you got this message on August 22nd that your stuff was being tossed did you respond to the location, Mr. Fogg?
I did the next day.
So, of course, it's possible that someone else took your property.
Well, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
It's possible that somebody else took your property. Isn't that right, Ms. Hansen? Right after you threw it out?
Yes.
That's possible. You're still responsible. Whether you took it, Ms. Hansen, or whether somebody else took it, you're responsible.
Well, 10 days later, he showed up with a police officer, which the officer told him that he would not be charging me and he could just fill out a missing items report.
Of course he was not going to charge you. He's not charging you with necessarily stealing it, because there's not enough proof to establish that you stole these items, and I don't think that you probably did steal the items.
I did.
You may have, but I don't
didn't.
think you did. Certainly, he can't prove that you did. However, he's a paying tenant. You cannot take his stuff and throw it out. And if you do, and if some of his items become missing or stolen by somebody else, you, Ms. Hansen, are responsible because the law says you may not do what you did. The law does not recognize PMS as an excuse for bad behavior. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's
Thank
all.
you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Cedarquist versus Spikovius.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Cedarquist, the defendant was your former boyfriend, and you have a 5-year-old child together.
Yes, that's right.
The complaint is an interesting one. You lived in a house together for a period of time up until when?
June of '07.
And at that time, you separated, and the defendant ultimately left the house. You claim he left the house, leaving certain property there. And the property remained there for 18 months. And you want him to pay storage fees for that property.
Yes, I do.
That's what your case is about.
Yes.
That's not going to happen. Did you have a storage agreement with him?
Yes, we did.
No, you didn't. You never had an agreement that he was going to pay you for storage. As a matter of fact, according to the defendant, which I believe, the reason that stuff was left in the house, at least part of the reason, was the ownership of the house was in dispute, and there was some legal action with regard to who was going to get the house. Is that true?
That's true.
Was the house in dispute?
Yes, it was.
Fine. And when was that dispute resolved?
I lost the action in the first part of '07.
Do you have an appeal pending?
Yes, we have an appeal pending.
At the same time, I understand, based upon your answer, a custody dispute. Is that correct?
That has been resolved now.
How has it been resolved, sir?
We were in the social services system for 18 months, and as of April 1st, the child has been awarded me as the full parent.
When you say you were in the social service system, what does that mean?
During our battles in the past, the police came out and had removed the child and put her into
This
protective
doesn't have
custody.
anything to do with the case, Your Honor. This is private information, and this is a different problem altogether. I don't want to bring my daughter into it. I'd like not to.
I have questions. If you don't want to answer my questions,
I'm just being
you can
protective
leave.
of my daughter.
Your daughter is how old?
She's 5.
Yeah, tell her not to watch. Tell her not to watch. At this point, you're in the house. Some of his property was there. I want to see a copy of a contract that you had with him for storage of whatever property. These were auto parts. I want to see it. You have a copy of a contract?
You know, I do.
I want
do
to see it.
In the sense
Just
that...
a second. Just give me a copy of a contract of a storage agreement that he made with you to store these auto parts in your house that you sold when?
The last 6 months. And I told him I was going to be selling them for storage, and he, in fact, helped me. I have proof here that he helped me with some of these listings, knowing I was selling them for storage purposes, storage fee purposes.
Show me a contract that you had. Show me.
A written contract that he signed?
Yes.
Not a verbal one?
No.
I don't have one.
And the stuff has been there since June of 2007. Is that correct?
Technically, it's been there since 1989.
No, it hasn't, Dirk. No, that's not true. That's
when
not true.
did you first move into the house, Miss Cedarquist?
I moved into the house in of '02.
Sir, I don't understand how it could be there in 1989 if you moved into the house. If she didn't move into the house until 2002.
I purchased the house in 1989. It's been my house. And
Just a minute.
You lost the house in foreclosure.
Oh, forget it. Forget it. Okay. Very good. Now, you have a counterclaim. I'm prepared to hear your counterclaim in about 30 seconds. You have a counterclaim for her selling your stuff on eBay?
That is correct.
Did you ever give her permission to sell your stuff on eBay? Just answer the question. That requires a yes or a no.
No.
I don't believe it. You just started to give me a reason. Did you ever give her permission to sell your stuff on eBay?
Yes, when we were together.
I have proof that shows him giving me permission just months ago.
Mr. Spikovius, if the plaintiff has proof that you gave her permission after June of '07 to sell your property on eBay, I'm not going to be happy with you, sir. Do you understand?
I understand that.
All I want to ask you is, did you give her permission since June of '07 to sell any of your auto parts on eBay?
No.
Fine, show me the proof.
This is communication.
Because that's you. Now I'm dealing with his counterclaim. I'm already resolving your claim for storage, which is nonsense.
Well, this is his...
Nonsense! Did you ever write to her, be extremely careful, the bolts break easy, and it's easy to mess up the strip? Yes, take off the lights and sell separate. And that was written in May of 2008.
Not in May 2008. No.
Well, that's when it's, I mean, I don't do this machine well, and I certainly don't do eBay well. Isn't that date Saturday, May 24th, 2008? Isn't that what it says, Bird?
That's what it says.
I want to show this to him. May of 08 is after June of 07.
Yes.
Can I also ask you to look at the pictures of of how much stuff there is?
I don't care. You lived in this house together. You lived in this house as a couple. He lived in this house separately. You lived in this house separately. I gather there was some sort of ongoing dispute with regard to the ownership of the house and who should get the house. You got the house. He got the kid. That's the way it worked out. If you're not happy with that, that's too bad. But that's the way it is. You have a child who's 5. Start getting along with each other because you're tied to each other for a long time. If he has primary physical custody of this child now, in the foreseeable future, you better be nice to him and stop irritating him. And you the same, sir. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay? You got to start loving your daughter more than you hate each other. And stop fighting over nonsense
Yeah,
like storage fees for auto parts.
I have lived my whole life has been revolved around these parts.
Listen to me. I'm not hearing any more about your stored auto parts. Do you understand?
Then they're mine.
Do you understand?
Then they're mine. I understand.
Perfect.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Cedarquist says the father of her child, Dirk Spikovius, owes for abandoning his property at her home. Dirk is countersuing Patricia for check fraud and for selling his belongings on eBay.
Now, you still have any property at her house?
Yes, I do.
You have 5 days to go and get the stuff. If you do not get it within 5 days...
Your Honor, I've lived with these for so many years and fought with the city over it, the neighbors. What about damages?
Miss Cedarquist, listen to me carefully. Didn't you have your listening ears on? You have a 5-year-old child that you're hell-bent on protecting.
Yes.
Listen to me carefully. You are tied to him. He is now the primary physical custodian of your 5-year-old.
That will change.
It may, and it may not. And irrespective of whether it changes or not, both of you, based upon the fact that they gave him physical custody now, are going to have input in this child's life. And if a court finds that you're going to impede that, no court will give you custody of a child. I wouldn't give you custody of a child if I felt for 1 second that by giving you custody of this child, she was going to be deprived of her father. And that's the sense that I'm getting from you, Miss Cedarquist. That is the sense that I'm getting from you. Put your listening ears on. You gotta love your child more than you hate each other. He's gonna come within 5 days and pick up all of his junk. And whatever he doesn't pick up with a marshal within 5 days belongs to her.
I gave him so many opportunities.
Hey, I'm speaking. Don't you get it?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Whatever you don't pick up now
in 5
is
days.
Hers. Now, based on this, that you can't explain to me, that suggests to me that you lied to me when you said that after June of 07, she never had permission to sell any of your stuff on eBay.
Correct.
So if she sold any of your stuff on eBay for whatever costs, I'm dismissing that part of your counterclaim. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now I'm going to get to this other part of your counterclaim if you still want to pursue it.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
During our breakup, she stole a checkbook and proceeded with check fraud.
You broke up in June of 07.
Correct.
And she stole your checkbook.
Correct.
And when did she write a check out?
She wrote a check out in February 7th of 07. Several checks.
Yes, and when did you find out about it?
Later that month, when my bank
February.
account...
Why in the world would you think that I would entertain that 2 years later?
Because knowing that she doesn't have any money, I wasn't going to pursue it. It was a lost cause.
Well, then you should have pursued it in a more timely fashion. The doctrine is called latches. You sort of waited too long, sir. What else? I'm going to put your listening ears on, too.
Other than a collection agency.
You got to love your child more than you hate each other.
I do.
Good. How often does your daughter see her mother?
2 hours, twice a week, monitored.
By whom?
I was not allowed to be the monitor.
Of course not.
And
I can understand
so
that.
her son and her daughter do the monitoring.
Do they come to your house, or do they take the child to her house?
I drop the child off, and sometimes the grandmother drops the child off.
And she comes back, and that's
I
been
pick her
going
up.
on since when?
As of the beginning of this month, April.
Prior to April, where was the child living?
With me,
Okay, and prior to that, where was she living?
with the paternal grandparents,
With your parents?
with my parents.
Okay, fine. Very good. Listen, try to get along, because if you don't get along with him, you don't want to be relegated to 2 hours twice a week with your daughter.
That will change.
I doubt it.
Oh, it will.
Oh, I doubt it.
I don't.
No. I doubt it.
No, they haven't heard everything.
I doubt
they
it.
hear about this man.
I doubt it. Your case is dismissed. So's your counterclaim. That's all.
Ladies are excused. You may step out.
He's a liar.
I'm very happy with the judgment.
I call my ex-boyfriend because he took an axe to everywhere in my house. The ceilings, the piano, my glass, everything.
We both were out there with axes and pitches destroying each other's cars and property.
And when the police came, they took my daughter away because he made my home unsafe. Because there was glass everywhere. That's why I don't have her.
It was a scene when you get 9 cop cars out there trying to break us up, trying to decide who to take to jail. Got interesting.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Malburn versus Malburn, step forward, please.
Thomas Malburn is suing his son, Oscar Malburn, for the return of payments made on a motorcycle that Oscar repossessed. Oscar is countersuing for damages to the bike.
Mr. Malburn, this is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, your son took back a motorcycle that he had previously sold to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And he sold to you, and the conditions of the sale were that you were taking over payments.
Yes, ma'am.
Because he could no longer make the payments on the motorcycle that he purchased. You wanted it. You said, I'll take it off your hands. I'll make the monthly payments. He held the title until the payments were made. You made the payments for how long, sir?
16 months.
And then your son came and took back the motorcycle.
Yes, ma'am.
You want the payments that you did, in fact, make on the motorcycle during that time. Your son says that you violated the agreement because you made your payments late, thereby potentially damaging his credit, and he had every right to take it back. He has a counterclaim that is nonsense. He wants to charge you for renting the motorcycle on a weekly or daily basis. That's dismissed out of hand because that was never your agreement. When did you buy this motorcycle?
August of 2007.
And how much was it?
It was $18,000.
What kind of work were you doing at the time?
I was doing construction, stair builder.
Is this the only vehicle you had?
No, I had a car.
When did you make this arrangement with your father to take over your payments?
In February or March of 2008.
Why?
Because I had lost my job.
When did you lose your job?
In February.
When was the last time you had made a motorcycle payment?
January or December.
You had missed a payment.
Yeah,
Well, if you missed a payment, then your credit was already down the tubes, right?
somewhat.
Somewhat. But you had missed a whole month.
Yeah.
So when your father took over your payments, he made 2 payments to catch up, correct?
Yeah.
That would be a yes.
Yes.
And did he make the payments each month after that?
He made them each month after that, but he never made them on time.
When were they due?
They were doing the 17th of every month.
Did you make the payments on the 17th of each month?
No, I did not.
Because you're going to show me the payments that you made, right?
Yeah.
Let me see them. You have your checks?
No, I do not. I made it off all through the phone.
When did you take this bike back from your father?
In March.
How much had you paid for the bike?
I paid from August to December.
So you paid for 5 months,
Yeah.
and your father paid for 16 months.
Yeah.
Where's the bike?
In my garage.
You have to give it back to him.
No.
Oh, yeah, you do.
No.
Oh, yeah, you do. You have no defense because the only defense that you presented to me was that you took the bike back because your father made the payments late, thereby jeopardizing your credit. In order for you to be able to establish that he jeopardized your credit, you have to have some credit to jeopardize. You already damaged your credit in December 2008 when you missed a payment. And then, according to your own statement, you made your payments late. So what difference does it make if your father made the payments late or you made the payments late?
No, I made my payments on time.
Did you? Show me you made your payments on time. You can't. And you made a contract with your father. And the contract with your father was he was going to make the payments on your motorcycle, which he did for 16 months. And at the end of that period of time that took into consideration the entire loan, the title to the motorcycle would be given to him because that was your contract. He actually owned it. It was no different from you were acting as a car dealership. I'm holding the title till you make your payments. As soon as you finish your payments, I'm going to give you the title. That's what you did. You have a written contract with your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see it.
Yes,
Your Honor,
I have the contract, but he doesn't.
I want to see the contract. Right. This says, to whom it may concern, I am selling my Harley Davidson to my father, Thomas. He will be making the payments on the motorcycle. However, the loan will remain in my name. I am releasing any and all claims of ownership to this motorcycle permanently. And you signed it. He gets the motorcycle back.
No.
Oh, yeah. Marshall's going to come and take it right from your house.
Your Honor.
What?
The motorcycle is in his name. The loan was taken out in his name. So
Yeah.
legally, the motorcycle is his.
Are you on his side? I'll dismiss
No,
your
Your
case.
Honor, I'm not.
You
but-
either have two choices. Either I dismiss your case or you go get the motorcycle. You have a valid contract.
No, I'm just looking for the
Sorry, you have a valid contract. He permanently released to you any claim of ownership of this motorcycle. This, in conjunction with an order from me, could be presented to a marshal, and you can go and get the motorcycle. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was also a verbal
And the contract
between
there
the two
can't
of
be
us.
listen to me. I want you to listen to what the law is. The verbal contract cannot be admitted if there is a written contract. You cannot modify a written contract with a verbal one. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Nothing in this piece of paper says that the loan has to be paid on the 17th of the month. It says that you permanently relinquish any claims to ownership of the motorcycle. That's what it says. That's what I'm holding you to. You signed it. We'll prepare the order. Thank you very much. Case is over.
What about the damages done to this bike?
He's
that would
taking the
never-
bike back, sir. He's taking the bike.
Matter of Montejano versus Martinez.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Judge Parrs have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Montejano, it is your claim that at a party where I conjure up in my imagination there was a lot of drinking going on, that Ms. Martinez assaulted you. You want her to be responsible for your medical bills and for your pain and suffering as a result of that assault. Ms. Martinez indicates in her answer that this was a case of self-defense.
Yes.
First, tell me, on what date was this party you attended?
It was January 11.
2009?
Right.
And at whose home was the party?
It was at Edson's house.
Keep your voice up.
Edson's house.
Who was that?
Him. I mean, Nicole's
The house
boyfriend.
is actually mine.
You say it was at his house.
Well, I didn't know she lived there. It was.
You live there as well?
It's my house, yes.
Who owns the house?
I do.
And what was he doing there?
He's my boyfriend.
So you own the house.
He lives
with you.
Mm-hmm.
Who invited you to the party?
A friend of ours.
Who?
I can't say her name, but we were invited personally to that party.
What do you mean you can't say her name?
Her name was Alexia.
You know that person?
Absolutely not.
Do you?
I don't, Your Honor.
Was she at the party?
Yeah, she was there with some other friends. We knew Edson from before. We had been to his house a few times and party. We didn't know he had a girlfriend now.
So you had been to his house before when she wasn't home?
I think he was single back then because we didn't know she
Is
lived
it the
there.
same house?
She didn't live there before.
Listen to me carefully. Is it the same house you went to
Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
How many times had you been to the house?
Probably twice.
Twice, did you say?
Yeah.
Before January of 2009. When were you at the house before?
Yeah.
That doesn't require a yes or a no. That requires a date. Before January 2009, when was the last time you were at the house?
I don't remember. It was probably
a month,
like
2 months,
more
3
than
months,
a year
6
ago.
months. What?
Probably more than a year ago.
How long have you been living there?
For a few months.
This is going to get better. Okay, so January 11th, you were invited by some girl. Now, who did you see? Did you see her when you got there?
Yeah.
What time did you get there?
We got there like around 11.
Who did you go to the party with?
Me, April, and my sister.
Let's go. You got there at 11 o'clock. What happened when you got there?
When we got there, we were dancing, and there was some girls already fighting. They were already fighting. I don't know why, because there was some girls dancing on their table, and I don't know why they were fighting, but they were fighting right in front of me. And we were about to leave, but then they calmed down, so we decided to stay a little longer. So we were just having a good time, partying. Even Edson came up to us and gave us a hug, and he was like, "Hey guys, how are you guys?" And we were like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And
he does that to everybody.
Listen to
and
we don't have a table.
Quiet. How much drinking were you doing, and what were you drinking?
I only had a mixed drink.
What kind of alcohol were you drinking?
It was vodka with like Sprite.
Did you meet any guys there that night? Is not an answer. Did you meet any guys there that night?
Yeah.
Did you end up in the bathroom with one of them?
No.
For sure.
Did you end up in the bathroom with somebody?
No, he wanted to walk me to the bathroom, and I kept telling him to leave.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you ended up in the bathroom with somebody.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the answer. With whom?
I didn't know him.
Who walked into the bathroom first, you or the guy?
I did, and then he followed me.
And after he followed you into the bathroom, who closed the door?
He did.
And what did you do in the bathroom?
I was telling him to get out because I needed to use our bathroom, and I wasn't feeling good, and he wouldn't get out.
Don't look down. Look at me.
And he wouldn't get out, and then that's when they started knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And that's when I told him to get out. I was like, get out, get out. And he got out, and I stayed in the restroom because I needed to use the restroom.
That's not true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's just take it up to there, Miss Martinez, because I read your answer very carefully. Let's start with knocking at the bathroom door. You were trying to get people out of the house.
Yes, I had gotten overcrowded. Me and him started kicking people out. He was pounding on the door. I came to see what was going on. My lock is one of those you could just stick like a card in and just unlock it. So that's what I did because the door was locked. I unlocked it. She's wrapped in my towels and he has his pants down. So I go, I shut the door. I go, I'm giving you 5 minutes to get changed and get out of my restroom. I waited. I started kicking more people out. I came back. He had already fled by the time I came back. He ran out as fast as he could. I came in. She's kneeling in my restroom, and she's telling me to hold on. I go, no. I gave you 5 minutes to put your clothes on, and I asked you to get out, and I asked you nicely, and I didn't do anything. She didn't want to listen. She kept telling me to hold on, so I grabbed her, and I pulled her out of my restroom, and I told her to leave. We then started throwing punches at each other because she got because of the way I pulled her out, and that's when everything had started. Next thing I know, I have 2 other girls come and jump me as well. I have 3 of them on top of me by myself.
You mean these 2 girls?
Those 2.
Okay.
Which I don't know what the 16-year-old was doing at my house or why she would bring a 16-year-old to my house, but she was
16?
there.
She's 17.
What were you doing there? What were you doing there?
We went to, I wanted to go with her, and yeah, we ended up there at the party.
That you didn't go to until 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Who do you live with?
My mom and my dad.
They let you go to a party at 11 o'clock at night?
My parents weren't home that weekend.
Hey.
Sorry.
Our parents weren't home that weekend, so we left.
She just said she was at home with her parents.
How many times do I have to tell you, don't speak to me?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Don't speak to me sitting down, and don't stand up until I ask you.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
Perfect. So your parents weren't home that night, or the whole weekend?
Yeah.
But you knew it was the wrong thing to do?
Yes.
Now you can sit down. Okay, go ahead, Miss Martinez.
All 3 of them had a full grip of my hair, and I was trying to swing. I couldn't because they had me like literally bent over. And the first thing I grabbed was a bottle, and I swung. I didn't know who I was swinging at. I just swung. I got her. She still kept fighting, and both of them kept fighting. The guys had finally pulled us all apart. April then comes running back in. He steps in the middle of us because she's getting ready to hit me. And she's hitting him, trying to get through him to me. And then that's when more guys come, get her off of him, take her outside, and ask them to leave.
How many people were drunk that night?
I'd probably say 95% of the people that were there.
And that would be including you and including her?
I wasn't, because I was actually watching everything that was going on. Because I'm the owner of the house, I was just kind of patrolling. However, at the end of the night, when all the fight had happened, her sister actually came up to me and said, I really apologize for my sister, but she's really wasted.
That is not true.
Shh. Okay. Are you speaking sitting down? Don't get up, I didn't ask you. Not a shouting match here. This is a courtroom.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandra Montejano says party hostess Nicole Martinez beat her up during a wild night of drinking. Nicole claims she was acting in self-defense.
Okay, tell me your version. Now you're in the bathroom. Now you're in the bathroom. And if you think that I believe that he followed you into the bathroom and nothing was going on there,
I don't even remember that guy taking his pants off.
Because you were wasted, because you drank too much.
Maybe he tried to do something with me while I was using that restroom.
Because you were drunk, because you drank too much. And you brought She's your
I don't
younger
remember
sister?
doing
Hey,
anything with
I'm
him.
speaking.
Oh,
Now you're trying
yeah.
to talk over me. First I can't hear you, and now you're trying to talk over me. That's your kid sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing you did wrong was to take your sister out to a place you knew you shouldn't have taken her, right?
Right.
Did you let her drink when you were there?
No.
Did you drink anything?
No.
Yeah, baloney.
She didn't.
Baloney.
And I wouldn't be making out with the guy in the restroom knowing that my little sister is outside.
Yeah, yes, you would have.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you absolutely would have. For the
I
same
wouldn't have
reason that
wanted
you took her
anybody
out at
to know
11
either.
o'clock at night. Now, give me your version. And I have other things to do today.
I don't remember. Half of what she's saying, it's a lie. Because
I didn't ask you half of what she's saying is a
Okay.
lie. I asked you your
This is what
version. Hey,
happened.
you're trying to talk over me again? I asked you to tell me your version of what happened after she told you to get out of the bathroom.
Okay, what happened is...
That you first told me you weren't in with a guy.
No, I did. I told you I was, but I didn't... I never did anything with that
First
guy.
you told me you weren't. Now let's move on. You're in the bathroom. She tells you to get out of the bathroom. He leaves. Go ahead.
Okay, as soon as he walks out of the bathroom, I start, using the bathroom. And that's when she tried to get me out of the bathroom. And I was like, hold on, I need to use the bathroom. And I didn't know who was knocking the door. When I came out of the bathroom, she just pulled me and started stalking me until I was shocked, like punching me all over the place. And I was shocked. I didn't even have a chance to defend myself.
And
so I remember seeing myself in the floor crying, and then they were telling me to leave, that we were going home already. So when we were walking out, I was like, did she just hit me like that or randomly? Like, I'm shocked. I can't believe she just attacked me like that. So I'm like, who is she? I wanna know who she is. I wasn't looking for a fight. I was just going to confront her. Like, why did she do that? I didn't do anything wrong.
I have the police.
So when we were leaving, she was outside surrounded by all these guys. And it seemed like all they wanted was just fight. Because I went up, I was walking
Don't tell me
towards
what
her.
it seems. Just tell me what happened.
Well, because when I was walking towards her, she just cracked the beer bottle in my head without even knowing why was I walking towards her for. I wasn't even sure if she was the one that had attacked me in the first place.
You mean you're in a tight area in somebody's house, right outside the bathroom, and you're not sure who it was who attacked you?
Right. I was still, in my mind, I was still looking for the girl that attacked me, and I don't know where she just...
Drunk. As a skunk. Drunk. Go to the hospital?
Yeah.
I want to see the report. And I want to see the police report. Thank you, sir. I don't want the hospital bills. I want the hospital report.
Well, I requested them, and they never called me back. They said they were going to give me a call back to go pick them up.
Okay. You told the police officer that when plaintiff came to you, you swung a beer bottle that was in your right hand. Is that right? That's what you
No.
told the police. That's what you told the police.
That's what they put down, yes.
No, that's what you told them.
Okay.
And at the police station, you acknowledged that you were wrong and that you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a start. You had no right to hit her with a beer bottle. You understand that?
I know.
Once somebody tells you to leave their house, you have to leave.
We were leaving.
No. Immediately. You overstayed your welcome. You were in the bathroom doing something you shouldn't have been doing. She wanted you to leave. It's her house. You should have left immediately. That doesn't mean that she has the right to lose it, which she clearly did. And so she has to be responsible. You have no health insurance?
No.
Have any of these bills been paid?
Not yet.
How many stitches did you have?
2.
What was the total amount of your bills?
$6,700.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That should cover some of your medical bills. Now, can we have the next case, please?
This is case number 9 on the calendar in the matter of McKay versus Rodriguez.
22-year-old April McKay is suing Nicole Martinez's boyfriend, Edson Rodriguez, for assaulting her at the party in question.
Have the parties been sworn?
Yes, they have.
Okay. All right. Ms. McKay, you were at the party. You were the third member of this triumvirate who went there.
Correct.
And it is your claim that Mr. Rodriguez assaulted you.
Correct.
According to the police, very uncooperative, Mr. Rodriguez.
Correct.
Why were you being uncooperative with the police?
He asked me to remain seated, and I stand up to get some water. That's why that was considered uncooperation.
What, you were dying for a drink?
Well, he asked me to remain seated, and I was upset because of the whole situation, and they just got into the house, and I went to get water. That was it.
You think that I believe that?
I think yeah.
No. How much did you have to drink that night,
I didn't
Mr.
drink
Rodriguez? At all?
At all.
So you tell me, Miss McKay, how he assaulted you.
Basically, it's from the start, just the way their case was earlier. We were there at the party for a while, enjoying our time. We got invited by some friends. Anyway, so I seen Sandra coming out, and this girl, don't remember, but anyway, she came out of the restaurant, they started fighting. So I went over there to separate them, and I was trying to separate them as, you know, so she came and tried to help me to separate Sandra and Nicole from fighting. That's when Edson came up to me and grabbed me and said, no, let them fight. Don't, you know, just let them fight. So no, I was telling him I'm not going to let them fight. I'm going to go and separate them. I want to leave. I'm not here to, you know, have any fights against anybody. So I pulled him apart again. That's when he grabbed me by the hair and started punching me. He dragged me down to the floor and started socking me in my chest. Then, therefore, we both went to the hospital for that. While I was getting dragged down by his fist and he was hitting me on the chest, I heard Sandra screaming and I heard a beer bottle break. I heard screaming. That's when the cops arrived, and that's it. I don't know what happened after that.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, Your Honor, she's 100 pounds, 5 feet tall. If I will beat her up, she will be in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Oh, you're a big macho guy.
And I know you understand that. Now, according to the police report, it says that 2 male guys were punching her in the stomach, and she just said that, and she didn't admit that. And I have that in writing according to the police report.
Is there another male there?
No, not that I know of.
Can I see a copy of your hospital record?
Sure.
And I have the police report out here.
There's that.
You were driving that night, Ms. McKay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have anything to drink that night?
No, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir. I'm listening to you.
She declared, I mean, according to...
Don't tell me what she declared here. I'm asking you to talk to me. Did you hit her?
No, I don't.
Didn't put your hand on her?
Yeah, I did.
How?
I grabbed her hands so she wouldn't punch my girlfriend, and was trying to control the situation. Then she fell down, and I didn't attack her at any time.
How did she get a chest contusion?
Well, that's a lie.
No, that's according to what the doctor says.
Yeah, she also said...
And that's according to what
well,
the
she
doctor...
got involved in the fight when my girlfriend was fighting Sandra. I couldn't be back then.
So you mean when all 3 girls were involved in the fight, she could have gotten punched then?
Correct.
So you just pulled her away?
Just pulled her away, trying to control.
Did she fall?
Yes.
Tell me how she fell.
Right when I noticed she wasn't there anymore, I just turned around. I didn't look at her falling, right? It was like 10, 15 people outside trying to control the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, over there says that there were 2 guys attacking
that.
her, which now she declared that's not true.
Yeah, are you trying to tell me what I have to look at in order to evaluate this case?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
I asked, just tell me what happened. You pulled her off her.
Pulled her off her, trying to control
and she
the
fell.
situation.
I'm not satisfied that Mr. Rodriguez punched you and assaulted you. I think he probably grabbed you and got you off her and you probably fell. But I think there was a whole lot of fighting going on there. And the only one who did something that was actionable was her. Because she knows that when she picked up that beer bottle, took that beer bottle that was in her hand and hit her over the head with it, she knew it was wrong. And she knew it was wrong because she had allowed this group to come into her home and then got angry when this young lady wouldn't leave as quickly as she wanted her to leave. She sort of acknowledges that even in her answer, lost her temper and lost her cool. And she can do that as long as she doesn't do it with a beer bottle. He had nothing to do with it. Your case against Mr. Rodriguez is dismissed. That's all. Thank you.
Please excuse me. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Gardner, you and Mr. Zaleski lived together for a period of time. It is your claim that he owes you for some old bills, some rent, and fines. Mr. Zaleski says that he agreed, when the 2 of you parted ways, to a restraining order issued in your favor. And sort of as a quid pro quo, you agreed to take on the responsibility of the bills and the house and the lease, etc. Is that right, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor.
As far as the fines were concerned, he says he never borrowed any money from you. So, when did you live together?
From July of 2003 through the end of June 2004.
And did you both sign a lease?
The first year, his credit wasn't good enough, so I was the only person on the lease for the first year. There were 2 leases involved.
Do you claim that he owes you any money from the first lease?
Yes.
So if he owes you money from the first lease, why did you sign another lease with him?
Because the first lease, I was giving him an opportunity to get back on his feet. He wasn't paying rent from his first place. His roommates were kicking him out. So we had the agreement that he would pay me back if I gave him the opportunity to get back on his feet.
But he didn't do that. He didn't pay you back. And he didn't pay his other roommates back.
Correct.
And despite that, you signed yet another lease with him.
At that time, he was an investment. I had already lent
He's
him.
a bad investment. That means you had bad judgment.
I did.
So then let's start out with lease number 2, because I'm not interested in lease number 1. When did you sign the second lease?
In May of 2004.
Did you sign the lease too, sir?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Very good. And how much was the rent?
My share was $505 a month.
Is that right?
He's correct.
Okay. Did you pay it?
I paid for the first month that I lived there.
How many months did you live there?
Well, 17 days after we moved into the apartment, she informed me that she wanted to end our relationship, and she instructed me that I was to go out and get my own apartment and take care of myself on my own.
So you're telling me that you paid May's rent?
Actually, we moved in, the lease started June 1st.
You mean the landlord gave you a freebie for May?
We moved in at the end of May. They gave us a few free days at the end of May to move in.
Okay. And he moved out when?
The last weekend in June.
Did you pay June's rent?
Yes, I did.
Show me.
I paid all but $30 of it. I have it all documented.
Let me see. Jack. What are these things, these receipt things?
Those were receipts that I was giving a copy to her every time I made a payment to her.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? Did you ever see these before?
No.
Of course not. He does nice tabs, but Mr. Zaletsky, what you're trying to tell me is that the woman that you were sleeping with every night, you would give her a receipt if you gave her $40. I just want you to see if that's what you're trying to tell me.
After this process, probably.
What does that mean? After this process, probably. I want to know, sir. You were living with her?
Not at the time the payments were made.
Oh.
Those were made after she had kicked me out of the apartment.
Did he give you money after he was kicked out of the apartment?
No.
Of course not. By the way, do you have a checking account?
No, not right now.
Did you?
Did I have...
Ever have
Yes.
a checking account?
Yes.
Let me
and
see.
It was from October 2003 to May 2004. Those are all payments made for bills and to Sarah Gardner, check duplicates, and bank statements.
Why don't you have a checkbook anymore, sir?
Because the balance that I had at this bank account was overdrawn, and I did not have time to open up a new banking account.
So you had an overdrawn bank account because you didn't have any money?
Correct.
And yet you were giving her money for some old bills, according to you, that going back to 2003. Is that what you're telling me?
She can be very demanding, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. Okay. 505 you owe her for June because you have no payment here for June, other than the yellow little receipts that I don't believe. Yeah, didn't give this back to him. He's got nice color. He did a nice job here, I must say. This is a very, very nice job.
Not as good as she did lying.
Sir, you don't understand. There is no payment for June's rent.
I have the original cash ledger with every payment that I gave her.
I'm not interested in 2003. If she was dumb enough to sign up with you again after you owed her, allegedly, all this money from 2003, that's her problem. That comes under the category of being dumb. I'm just talking about June 2004's rent. And if you can show me that you paid $505 for June 2004's rent, I'll give you credit for it.
Well,
can you or can you not?
the total amount of rent due from the first lease...
I'm not interested in the first lease.
I overpaid her, Your Honor.
Listen to me.
No.
Show me a check for June's rent.
I cannot do that.
All right. Now, what about this fine, Miss Gardner? When was it? What was it for?
In October of 2003, he got his license taken away. It was for an old parking ticket he didn't pay for. In May of 2004, he wanted to get his license back. He had about $1,300 in fines. The only actual evidence I could come up with that I paid was $475. I know there was more, but I have evidence for $475 of those fines.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
What about these fines, Mr. Zaletsky?
That was money loaned so we could get those cleared up so we could move to Madison.
We. I don't understand the we. Who got the tickets?
I did.
So when did it become a plural, we, so that we could clear them up?
When we were moving on to the next chapter in our relationship and our lives after she graduated college and we were moving to Madison.
They're your fines. Why should she pay them?
She offered.
Because he promised to pay me back.
Of course he did. So we have a new boyfriend, Miss Gardner.
Yes.
Does he have a job?
Yes, he does.
Does he pay his own way?
Yes, he does. And then some.
Good. Well, at least you learn.
Real quick.
Eventually.
Right. Learn from our mistakes.
Okay. Now, you, sir, say that she agreed to sort of swallow hard with regard to this entire debt. If you consented to a protective order, even though you really weren't harassing her, right? So let's start with the fact that she signed up for a protective order because you were bothering her.
Yes.
You were summoned to court. You consented to the order.
Correct.
Show me where she said, I will assume all of the responsibility.
Can I just say something?
I want to look at it. You can say whatever you want after I look at his
See,
evidence.
it's the last sentence on page 2 and
Yes.
page 3. She stated it twice, Your Honor.
I'm going to look at it, sir. Oh, what she says is, Aaron owes me several $1,000s, but I'm willing to cut my losses to get him out of my life.
Correct.
Well, she is cutting her losses, sir. She says you owe it several $1,000s. I just cut it down for you to $980.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
You say, let's lie to the police, because you knew you were going to have real trouble if you were caught behind the wheel of the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sarah Gardner says ex-boyfriend Aaron Zaleski owes for breaking an apartment lease. Aaron says Sarah told him to move out.
Now let's get to your counterclaim.
Okay. Sarah Gardner kicked me out on June 17th, 2004.
Sarah Gardner, according to you, told you that she thought it was time for you to get out of the apartment, correct?
Actually, it was a trial separation where I got my own apartment and she had her own apartment, but we were still trying to continue to be friends. There were instances where she even cooked me dinner a few nights, watched movies after I was gone.
Listen, not Oprah. What's your counterclaim about?
My counterclaim is to make up the difference in rent accrued in the apartment since she got evicted and kicked me out. I signed the lease along with her mother as a co-signer, and the rent currently due is $4,985, and I am requesting half of that amount, which is $2,492.50.
Why? Who's suing you?
They will be suing as soon as the apartment is re-rented. She jumped the gun and decided to sue before it was closed.
Your counterclaim is premature, sir.
So would her claim be then too, wouldn't it?
No, sir. You lived there in June. Your behind was in the bed in June. You didn't pay the rent, so you owe her for that. You gathered up hundreds and hundreds of dollars in fines. She paid them. That is not something in futuro. The fact that you think that the landlord may come after you for unpaid rent for the lease that you signed is speculative. Do I make myself clear?
Clear.
Counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $980. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Say one more thing. Look up. Look up. Say thank you, God.
Thank you, God. Honestly, I'm just glad that's over. I hope I never have to see him again.
Unfortunately, my best was never good enough for her.
He's got issues.
She gave me the greatest year of my life, and I've never been loved more by anybody so genuinely. And I'm going to miss that, and it haunts me every day.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shirley versus Edwards step forward.
Financial officer Ron Shirley is suing the father of his son's friend, private detective Rick Edwards, for the cost to fix his Honda Del Sol. Ron says Rick's son, Clayton, crashed it into a gate.
Tell me your first name.
Scott.
How old are you, Scott?
17.
Clayton, 16.
And these are your fathers.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
According to what I read, Scott, you were out driving your father's car, with your father's permission, I assume?
That's correct.
And you let Clayton drive your father's car.
Yes.
Clayton had an accident while driving your father's car, and Mr. Shirley, you want Clayton and his father to be responsible for the damage caused while Clayton was behind the wheel of the car.
That's correct.
Mr. Edwards says it is not his son's fault, and therefore he is not responsible for the damage. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Scott, tell me when this accident happened.
Last year, August 13th, I think.
Who was in your dad's car?
It was me on the passenger side, and he was driving.
How did it come about that he was driving?
He asked me if he can drive my car home, and I said,
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
What happened, Clayton?
I first got in, and then as we were driving away, I pushed the brakes, and then it didn't make the car stop. And then by the time I realized that the brakes weren't going, I tried to swerve, and I hit a gate into a pole. And then after we looked down, we looked at the accelerator was stuck under the floor mat. That's how the car crashed.
And what happened at that point, Clayton?
Me and Scott talked it over, and then
What do you mean you talked it over?
we talked about the situation about me being only 15 at the time and me not having a license or insurance.
When you talked it over, what did you say to him and what did he say to you?
I recall saying that I was 15 at the time and did not have insurance and that we should switch spots and that I'd pay him back any way I can.
So you said to Scott, let's lie to the police.
I told them to switch spots.
You told him to switch spots for the purpose of lying to the police.
Yes, ma'am.
And Scott said?
He reluctantly said yes.
When you say he reluctantly said yes, what does that mean?
Because we were both scared at the time, we didn't know what to do, so then we both agreed to do that because I said I'd pay him back any way I could.
So when the police came, you did lie to the police, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened, Scott?
And then, like, my parents paid for all the damages. It turned out to be a lot of money, so I decided to tell my parents the truth.
And Mr. Shirley, you contacted Mr. Edwards?
I did.
And what happened when you contacted Mr. Edwards?
He suggested that we would do more harm for the boys than good by amending the police report, and that he would honor the damages to the car and offer to pay for them.
Is that right?
That's basically right, Your Honor.
And then what happened?
Well, after about 24 hours, I thought it through and decided that that was not a position I wanted to take. I didn't want to foster a false police report, and I brought my son to the police, and we corrected the report.
Absolutely the right thing to do. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Well, my son was arrested for false information to a police officer, misdemeanor. He's been on probation and had to do community service.
And Clayton, what happened to you as a result of this debacle on the 13th of August?
Police officer came to my house and he changed the report and said that I got a ticket for unlicensed driver. I went to court and paid the fine. And then my father dealt with me, and I'm still on corporal punishment as we speak.
You're on corporal punishment? You mean he beats you every day?
No.
That's corporal punishment, sir. You're not on capital punishment, right?
No. Not yet.
You're on corporal punishment, which means that your father takes you downstairs and beats you every day?
No.
Capital punishment?
That would be capital.
No, that's corporal. That's corporal, sir. Corporal punishment.
Well, my version would be capital.
I get that.
Well, I'd like to know what you did to your son, sir.
He's being punished in various ways.
Well, give me an example.
By cutting off money, making him work harder than he ever has.
Does he drive a car?
He drives a car back and forth to school and to baseball games, yes, ma'am.
What kind of car does he drive?
A truck.
How many cars do you have in your family?
4.
So he has the use of this truck by himself?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's not much of a punishment.
There's
and
more.
he did, shh. Bottom line is he got a ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did it cost you, Mr. Shirley, to fix the car and to fix the gate?
Well, the gate was covered by insurance. Unfortunately, that's a claim on our insurance. That was around $8,000 or $9,000. The car itself was over $3,000.
And your son now has an arrest, and he's doing community service.
Right.
And he's on probation.
Correct.
That feel balanced to you, Mr. Edwards?
I'm sorry. One more time, Your Honor.
Does that feel balanced to you?
It doesn't feel that bad to me, Your Honor.
Let me try to give it to you again, Mr. Edwards, because you don't look like a bad guy.
I don't think
I don't think you are either. I just think that maybe you're an overindulgent, overly protective parent, but maybe just overly protective of your pocketbook. But I want to give you a scenario, and you tell me if you think that these are equal. Where were you born, sir?
California.
You had to think about that? You had no idea where you were
I was
born?
trying to think of the city.
You were born in the state of California,
Yes.
the United States of America.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Scott, where were you born?
China.
And when did you come to the United States of America?
3 years ago.
And this happened last year, is that right?
Yes.
So that you were here for 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. So you have somebody born in the state of California, someone here for 2 years. You say, let's lie to the police. According to you, reluctantly, because you gave them a little bit of a pressure, because you knew you were going to have real trouble if you were caught behind the wheel of the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. You said, we're going to tell the police that you were driving. Scott said, all right, maybe I'll get in trouble if I let you drive. So he said, okay. He fessed up because it bothered him that his family had to spend all this money, and he, in his heart, knew that he wasn't the one driving. So in his head, he said, well, I'm really not responsible. He's partially responsible because he shouldn't have let you drive the car. But initially, you promised to pay for the damage, right?
Yes, and it wasn't quick enough as he would like.
Well, he expected you to go to your father and say to your father, listen, I did the wrong thing. I promised I'd pay for the damage, Dad. Could you lend me the money and I'm going to work it off? That's what it means by keeping your word. But you didn't go to your father right away, did you?
We thought that was the best thing. Me and Scott talked about it.
Don't tell me what you thought was the best. You chose to do nothing. We have somebody who was more wrong than not, who has suffered no consequence whatsoever. He's driving around in a truck, all his own. According to you, despite the fact that he says he's subjected to corporal punishment every day, you say he's got to work a little bit harder than he used to.
Much harder.
Well, he should work a lot harder, sir, because he should pay you back the money that I'm going to order you to pay, because your son is at least partially responsible. And in my view, I have to attribute the cost of this act between the two of you. Now, your out-of-pocket expenses for the car were $3,000, and you would agree that your son is at least partially responsible for letting him drive the car. And believe me, you know the excuse of the brake pad got caught under the rug? You know that excuse? That's the other excuse? Don't buy it. So, when you do the wrong thing, you have to fess up and pay up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. I believe that $500 of that has to be absorbed by your son for his bad judgment in letting somebody else drive your car. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all.
Parties on the calendar in the matter of Rathgaber versus Borsity. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
It is your claim that the defendant had you falsely arrested for assault.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor.
And the defendant says that you did in fact hit him at a bar. He had every... Shh.
I'm sorry.
He had every right to call and make a complaint, and that's your problem. So why don't you tell me how you know him and when this incident took place?
The incident took place in February of this year at a nightclub around the corner from my house. I did not know Mr. Borsity from Adam at the time. When he accosted me in this bar and was trying to convince me that I should leave with him and his friend to go somewhere, as he put it, a little more exciting. At that time, he started pushing me slightly, and we were by the revolving doors, and I was afraid he was going to try and push me out the doors of the restaurant.
How was he pushing you? Show me how he was pushing you.
With his hands around my waist, and I was facing him. It was very uncomfortable. I tried to turn. As I was wearing backless shoes, I tried to turn so that I could stop myself from being pushed. And it only lasted a couple of seconds before the manager at the time yelled over for him to cut it out and take a seat, which he did. However, at the very end of the evening, Mr. Borsity again came forward and, was basically asking me, don't you want to go somewhere else? Where are we going after this? That sort of thing. And I finally had lost my patience with him, and I believe what I said to him was, the closest you're going to get to leaving this bar with me is if I kick you in the butt on your way out the door.
Okay.
At which point, he grabbed me by the shoulders, and I broke his grip and slapped him. He had twice accosted me before I slapped him.
Just a second. So he grabbed you by the shoulders.
Yes.
And you pushed his arms away and slapped him. Okay. What happened next?
After that, he became really enraged, and his arm went up, and I believe he was going to strike me. But at that time, about 3 or 4 other people stepped in and pulled him off. When they finally let go of him, the first thing he did apparently was to turn and push poor Vince into a bunch of chairs. My understanding is that he was injured. I was standing nowhere near anyone at the time. No one was restraining me, and it says in the warrant as well that...
Okay, so that's what happened. Now, you went home that night.
Yes.
Nothing else happened. There was no other contact between the two of you.
As I was leaving, a friend of mine had agreed to walk me out. Mr. Borsity and Mr. Duffy had circled back around in their truck and were waiting for me outside and approached me. Jason, who was escorting me out, said, get back in the car. We don't want any trouble. You guys have, you've caused enough trouble this evening. Don't talk to her, don't anything. And they kept walking. And that's when Vince said, my buddy just wanted to apologize. And Mr. Borsity didn't say anything even like that. But there was no altercation or anything outside. I was like, yeah, fine, whatever, it's done. Got in my car, and I went home that evening.
And the next thing that happened was?
The next thing that happened with him is that I'm basically getting out of my shower on a Saturday evening. There's a sheriff pounding on my front door. I've got a robe and a towel on my head, and I'm arrested for an assault that never happened.
What happened with that case?
Well, when we went to court, my attorney had hired a private investigator who had talked to everyone involved. But when we got to the court...
What happened to the case?
It got thrown out.
It was dismissed?
Yes, it was dismissed. They didn't even take it to trial. They said there wasn't enough evidence.
Okay. Now I'll hear you.
We were in the bar. We were drinking. We were doing karaoke. She was in the bar when we arrived. As the night went on, we were talking about several conversations. There was nobody else in the bar. There was only 5 people in the bar total. What she said is a lot of fiction, a lot of fiction. We were talking about the martial arts and things like that, and she basically said, in an inebriated state, that she could probably take me in a conflict. Anyway, I went to the restroom, and I came back. Then she made another derogatory comment to me about my endowment. And I told her, I said...
What did she say to you?
All right, she was talking to the other bartender, and she's looking at me, and she said, I think he probably has a small, you know. That's what she said. And I said, were you talking to me? And she, with a smirk on her face, she said, oh, no, I was talking about somebody else. And I go, whatever. And I called her. I walked away from her, right?
Why did you call her a name?
Because she was speaking to me. Because she was speaking. There was nobody else in the room, and she was smirking. And she had already, you know, said she thought she could take me in a fight, and she was acting, you know. And she'd been up. She's not a wallflower, Your Honor. She had been up doing karaoke. She had done 4 or 5 songs, you know, over the course of the evening. But anyway, make a long story short, she, as I was walking away, she said it again that, you know, I think she probably could take me in karate. And I said, well, I slapped down some money.
This was after you called her a name.
After I called her, yes, I did call her.
Mm-hmm.
And I slapped down some money on the table, and I said, there's $5 here that says you can't, you know, that you couldn't take me.
So you challenged her to, shh, well, no, please? You challenged her.
Well, I just basically said, yes, I did, I guess.
Okay.
And then Ron, the bartender here, he was bartending at the time, he witnessed it, and he said, take it outside if you're going to do anything. You know, I picked up my money and started walking away from her, and she came up behind me, tapped me on the shoulder, I turned around, she slapped me. And I looked at her and I said, what are you, crazy, right? She slapped me again. Then Vince jumped, he was on a stool, he came around, grabbed me and put my arms around me so it wouldn't go any further escalation, right? While my arms are being held like this, she punched me with a closed fist, okay? I broke free of him. That's how he got injured. When I threw him off me, he hit a table. He fell down, okay? Then she swung at me again. I grabbed her, and I put her down on the floor. And then the other bartender, her friend Jason, he came around from the back of the bar and held her while I left. And that's what happened.
This is the fourth version of this story.
Just a second.
Told.
You testified, is that right?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Both of you were drunk. The only one that wasn't drunk was him.
That's not true, in fact.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
Oh, yes, it is.
And later today,
he came into my home, took off his clothes, and went straight to the bar.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Susan Rathgaber says she was arrested when fellow bar patron Duff Borsity falsely accused her of assault. Duff says she slapped him twice and then punched him.
Now, you weren't injured.
Well, I was slapped. No, I wasn't, ma'am. I did good.
And so you went home.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
You did not call the police from the bar.
No, I did not.
Did you drive yourself home immediately?
Well, no, I waited for him to come out. My roommate, Vince.
How long did you wait outside for Vince?
Probably about 5-10 minutes.
Is there any reason why you didn't call the police from the bar where there were witnesses?
He asked me to leave, and I didn't want to cause a scene there.
Who asked you to leave?
The bartender, Ron Jolly.
Okay, now step up. You know the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am.
Before that evening, had you ever met the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you friendly with Mr. Borsky?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about the plaintiff?
She was a regular at the club probably about a year since I started working there.
Okay, did you ever have any words with her?
No, ma'am.
Have any problems with her?
No, ma'am.
Did she ever become drunk and sloppy?
Once or twice, maybe, yes.
She did?
Yes.
And do you remember how much each of these two people had to drink that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Both of them were pretty well intoxicated, yes.
And when the defendant left, he said he went out and got in his pickup truck. Mm-hmm. Who drove home?
That I don't know.
Who drove home?
I did, ma'am.
Drunk?
Yes, ma'am. She drove home drunk, too.
I'm going to get there. Mm-hmm. I thought you lived around the corner. Did you drive home?
Yes, ma'am, I did, but I had waited in the club for about 40 minutes by the time I left. And I waited in my car with Jason for about another 20 after that. And I actually had only had 3 beverages over a 4-hour period that
I don't think that's what he's saying. Is that right?
No, ma'am. I was serving shots to both parties all night.
And they were both pretty well drunk.
Correct. And this did happen around 1:30. And when I left the bar at 2 o'clock, there was nobody outside.
Okay. Now, you want to tell me what you observed that night?
They were sitting on one side of the bar over here. She was on the other side of the bar. There was conversation back across the bar. The fact of the martial arts did come up. At that point, I did take keen to the conversation because when people are drinking in a bar, a conversation like that comes up, you need to keep an eye on them. Then I did see Mr. Borsity come around. She did actually challenge him a few times, and there was a bet made. He walked around, he put money on the bar, and at that point, I told both of them to go outside. At that time, he picked the money up from the bar, put it back in his pocket. She got up from her seat, tapped him on the shoulder. As soon as he turned around, she took her open fist and slapped him right in his face. His head actually turned completely to the side.
And then what did you see?
She stepped back in an aggressive stance. She was smiling, laughing. I asked her then to grab her things and leave. She took a few steps towards him again, slapped him a second time. That's when Vince came around. He tried to hold Duffy back, and then that's when she hit him again. He took Duffy, threw him off. He went over one table, landed at the base of another table. I was getting furious. I was like, you guys need to leave right now, because then that looks bad on me because I'm not controlling the situation.
I got you. Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that's just not the story that Mr. Borsity told the police, and it's not the story that was in his warrant that he swore out under oath.
Just a second. Let me tell you something. Both of you were drunk. The only one that wasn't drunk was him.
That's not true, in fact.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
Oh, yes, it is. He wasn't drunk. The two of you were drunk. That's why I don't care what he swore to in the warrant. I don't care what you're telling me happened, because neither one of you have a clear picture of what happened. He has a very clear picture of what happened. Clear as a bell. I believe that you hit him.
In self-defense?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Nope. I don't. I don't believe it was in self-defense. I believe that you hit him. I don't believe that you injured him. He says you didn't injure him.
No, she didn't.
What? You still can't put your hands on somebody. You can't slap somebody twice. You can't, but just because you're a girl.
Well, it was perfectly acceptable for him to push me around in a bar.
Oh, he didn't push you around at all.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. You may not like what he said to you. You may not like that he was coming on to you, let's leave or whatever. If you didn't like what he had to say to you and you thought he was drunk or you thought he wasn't being respectful, you could have gotten in your car and gone home. You chose to stay. You chose to stay until 1 o'clock in the morning. So nothing that he said to you was that offensive because the place wasn't hopping with a whole bunch of other people. I believe that you put your hands on him first. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. She made it out like she was a little wallflower. She's a rough chick.
His own two stories to the police and on his warrant didn't match what he just told the judge.
She's a liar, and she got just what she deserved, and I'm glad I won. Judge Judy was right on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Niku versus Pugh. Step forward, please.
Limo driver Tony Niku is suing computer analyst Rhonda Pugh for the unpaid cost of a limo ride. Rhonda says the limo was a birthday gift.
Mr. Niku, you have a limousine business, is that correct, sir? And it is your claim that the defendant hired your limousine for the purposes of schlepping herself and several relatives or girlfriends around for her birthday, that she used your services and then stiffed you for the bill. You want your money, $665.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Pugh says it was a birthday present, right? Right. Are you a friend of hers?
No, not necessarily.
What does that mean, not necessarily? I never heard an answer like that. Are you a friend of hers?
No.
Had you ever driven her before?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
One other occasion.
Did you charge her?
Yes, I did.
So tell me what happened on the 5th.
Well, on the 5th, I went and picked her up,
What time?
Paramount, at 9 o'clock, and drove them to
When you picked
Redondo
her
Beach.
up, was there anyone else at her house when you picked her
Oh,
up?
yeah. There was like at least 7 or 8 of them.
Men, women?
Ladies.
All ladies. So it was a
Yeah.
ladies' night out, is that right, Miss Pugh?
Right, that's correct.
Okay, what birthday was it?
This year, 2003. What year was I born, or what are you asking?
What birthday were you celebrating?
Oh, my 18th?
More like 62.
32.
It's not so terrible. I would take that in a heartbeat. Okay, keep going.
I brought a bottle of champagne, which is we charge, and she had.
Mr. Niku, I have a question before
Sure.
you go on. Because you have a very calming voice,
Yes,
you know.
I'm a really calming guy.
Almost falling asleep. When was the first time you drove her?
Approximately.
Look at me.
A month and a half prior to that.
Mother's Day.
Okay, between Mother's Day and July 5th, when you took her again, did you see Miss Pugh?
He took me again.
Shh. I'm not speaking to you.
Okay.
No,
From
ma'am.
Mother's Day to July 5th, you did not have any contact with her other than the phone call that she made for you to pick her up for her birthday.
Yes.
Is that correct, Miss Pugh?
No, ma'am, he's lying.
So you saw him on Mother's Day.
Right.
And he drove you on Mother's Day.
Right.
And after that, when did you see him
Father's
again?
Day.
Father's Day. What happened on Father's Day?
I hired him again for Father's Day.
Oh, good. And you paid him?
Right.
Okay. When was the next time you saw him after Father's Day?
I think we were supposed to get together for drinks.
But you didn't?
Not sure.
Okay. Now, so you took him out for the
And
evening.
took him out to Redondo Beach, to this bar, and.
Could you pick up the pace a little bit, Mr. Niku? I just, you know,
Well,
I have
I'm
other
trying to
things
get
do
to the
today.
details
I
exactly
don't
what
need
happened.
details. Just what time did you bring him home?
Like, by the time I got home, it was at 3 in the morning.
And what did you do when you dropped them off?
All night, she's making passes at me, grabbing my private parts,
Please.
which I didn't appreciate in public. When we got there, she invited me into her house. We had a couple of drinks at that point.
Okay, just a minute. She invited you into the house and you went in and had a couple of drinks.
Yes.
So I imagine that you got over the fact that you were humiliated by her grabbing your private parts in public.
Well,
Just a
apparently
minute.
so.
I assume that you were
Apparently
getting...
so.
I assume, Mr. Nuku, that you had gotten over that humiliation. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Enough so that you went inside and had a couple of drinks. And what happened after you had a couple of drinks?
So we had a couple of drinks. We went to her bedroom. Before things got intimate, I tried to take care of the bill, try to take care of business first. So she gave me, I asked her repeatedly several times. She finally took out her credit card and gave me her credit card number for the payment. The clothes came off. A couple hours later, and it was time to go home because I could not find a credit card number anywhere.
Okay.
And then I asked her...
Just a second. I got the whole picture from your end. Okay. Picked you up at 9 o'clock, dropped you off at 3 o'clock.
9:45.
9:45. What was the arrangement as far as payment? How much an hour?
Like $50.
$50 an
I
hour.
normally paid in the past.
Okay. Did he come to your house?
Yes, he did.
Did he spend part of the night with you?
He came into my home, took off his clothes, and went straight to the bar.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, it was kind of uncomfortable.
Miss Pugh,
He got a little frisky, and I asked him to leave.
And did he leave?
Not right away. He was drunk. I paid him to leave. Well, I gave him my credit card information because I was ready for this to be over with. Now, originally when I talked to him and I asked him about...
So why do you say it was a birthday present? What makes you think
Right,
it's a
because
birthday
when I
present?
talked to him before, he told me not to worry about it. He said, it's your birthday. He comes to my house with champagne and with Iranian pastries and all this other good stuff. And, you know, so this is what he led me to believe, that it was a birthday gift.
You called him.